Welcome back, crew, to session one of the B squad of the Gavels. This is going to be a new, kind of infrequent part of the campaign. When somebody's down, we're down Jeet today. We're going to bring out the B squad, and occasionally, if there's a good story to tell with the B squad versus the main Gavels of Evasara, we will bring out this crew. Because these are made up of the followers of the Gavels, especially many of them brought in right after their recruiting spree during the tournament, the Fight for Peace by Kosir. But let's do a slight bit of recap before we get to meet our new heroes in this group. But basically, the team, the Gavels of Asar, the faction, has just hastily made their way away from the Fight for Peace by Kosir after it descended into chaos with the infernal god of chaos, Shinzo Z, god of chaos, deception, decided to make a game out of Kosir's Fight for Peace, using his magics to rile up the crowd, as well as offer some of our Gavels the power to help win their pretty lopsided fight against the Prince and General Thrax. With that, Wisteria, Will both took the deal from who they thought to be the goddess Power, but ended up being Shinzo in disguise. And then Mockery was branded due to his hiding or deceivingly hiding his own kind of brand or own symbol of Shinzo Z under his helm, being branded with the sigil, even though he did not take a deal from the demon. But with that, the Gavels gathered all of their followers, all of their gear, using a teleportation kind of magic item provided by Pericles, a diplomat of Thessia. They were able to gather their followers, teleport away from the chaotic scene, and make their way to Relican, where a boat will be provided by the Thessian or by the government of Kata in exile to ferry the Gavels to the war front of Kata. But with that, you all for a moment, you all are looking up kind of on the scorched sands of Eteria in the midst of an arena that just 20 minutes ago was filled to the brim with people cheering and clapping for the Gavels of Evasara. You see the sun still high in the air, but it does have a shadowy haze almost to it after the chaotic events of the day. But as the Gavels go through and activate this item, you see this swirling mix of magic kind of just start to erupt from the scroll and envelop you. You see blues, greens, all kind of start to swirl just rapidly around you. You feel your feet lurch from under you, and all of a sudden you find yourself transported. You see the air feels a little bit cooler as your senses start to come to you. Looking around, you see kind of the core leaders of the Gavels of Asara. You see Mockery, Wisteria, Will, Jeet, Belric, and Bear all kind of standing near the center. And on the far side of this room, as you kind of start to be able to see, you see it looks to be kind of like an inn. You see rows and rows of tables. You see a big banner saying "Welcome Gavels" at the top. And you see three kind of looks like workers within the inn. One, this portly kobold who has like this pretty shocked expression upon his face. And he's not even looking towards your way. He's kind of in this hushed conversation with a dragonborn woman, both of them having kind of just pale green scales, and they both seem to be a little bit worried as they're conversing, though the human next to him in this server's outfit does spot you guys coming, and you hear him go, "Oh, boss, the Gavels are here," and you see this kobold kind of just turn, shock intensifying a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, welcome, Gavels. It is good to have you at our establishment. Pericles has paid for the week for you all to stay until your boat is ready to take the waters. He bade us ask you to see if you had won the tournament, but we just saw a bit of a vision with Shinzo speaking in our minds. it is a bit fucked up, to be honest with you. But I hope you all won the tournament. I hope Shinzo's plans did not interrupt the fun. But yeah, we heard him offering power for those who pray. He said he would see someone soon, but it kind of blurred out as he mentioned it. It was a bit of a crazy thing, but you all are here. Pericles said to bid you a feast and to make sure that all of your needs are taken care of until your boat is ready to sail. So please eat. He told us to cook up a taste of Thessia for you to see what your new second home away from home will taste like. And as he does this too, you got to see him speaking to the core leaders of the Gavels, the PCs you normally play, and definitely as you guys get to see like these PCs, the people that inspired you on the tournament field to come and join with the Gavels of Evasara. But actually, I'll ask you guys how are your normal PCs looking at the moment? You're on mute, Mockery.
Pretty rough. Half inspired, half kind of depressed. All in like awe at the fact we actually won. That's Mockery, at least.
Yeah, probably the same at the very least for Will. I would assume everyone else as well. Just like Will's looking maybe eager to get out of here.
Yeah, Belric, I think, would be exhausted, but then, anticipating, like, kind of returning back to Thessia and getting out of Materia at this point.
Yeah, Wisteria internally is pretty overwhelmed with everything that just happened and was not expecting Shinzo to interfere with her plans to maybe try to reunite the nation somehow. And so she's covering that all up with just focusing on all the little details and tasks that need to get taken care of. Bringing the Gavel to this new place, figuring out our lodging, our food, and being prepared for the ship. And she's definitely focused on what the ship will do for us and what it'll provide, and making sure everything is produced according to our expectations, and everyone's happy with it.
Is the ship being built right now, or is it being brought here from somewhere else? Like, what are we waiting for exactly?
The ship's being brought. So you guys, Pericles told you the ship would arrive in 2 days. They had a few finishing retrofits that they would need to do for the ship to make sure it's kind of completely kind of worthy to enter a battlefield. And then during that period, they'd have time for you guys to go through and add your own enhancements for their workforce into it as well.
Yeah, so he's maybe sketching out some of those planned enhancements and also like writing messages that he would probably hand off to Tindarius to deliver at some point or another. To make sure that everything that they're planning is what we want.
And what city are we currently in? I'm sorry.
Relican. So kind of on the water's edge.
Oh, yeah.
Of Materia. Yeah, you guys, so your current PCs get to see kind of your, sounds like the sad and just kind of just shaken state they are in. You see Austin, this kind of just outrageously dressed sorcerer kind of come in. And he does kind of look at the core crew of the Gavels and the rest of the new recruits. And he goes, "Oh, my friends, you guys look like you have a lot that needs to be done. You named me lieutenant. Let me get the newbies in shape. You all probably just take a rest. It's been a day for you, but we'll get the newbies in shape, find them some duties, and get everything going. And we'll catch you all up after you have a moment to rest, eat, do whatever you need to." With that, he kind of like gestures or kind of leads the rest of the Gavels, the red shirts, along with the new B squad, away from the group. And Austin, along with some of the other kind of institutionalized followers of the Gavels, you see Austin standing next to Austin with a clipboard in hand, his Beshnet, kind of just idly tapping his claw on the clipboard, between stealing glances at the kind of not angry glances, but definitely scornful glances at the retreating form of the other Gavels. You do see some of the other leaders, Lisa, kind of just hanging in near one of the shadows, arms crossed, evaluating the new group. But Olston eventually does kind of stand in front of the crew, and he goes, welcome, new recruits. It's been a day, but it's still a pleasure that you all decided to pledge yourselves to the Gavels, like I myself have done. I don't know if I told you this in the recruiting session, but it was almost a little bit of a whim that I pledged to the Gavels. They freed me from a prison who I thought was going to be certain death, and I was like, hey, let me hang out with you guys. Didn't even know what they did at the time, but they wound up being very good people. Despite all that Shinzo-Z nonsense, you joined up with a good group. Today, what we need to do, though, is find out what you can do. We want to find out kind of where you'll fit with the Gavels. The leaders over there usually undertake crazy endeavors. We need to find out where you can help, where you can fit in. So what we want you to do, everybody come through, introduce yourself, give a little bit of your background, and show us a little bit of what you can do, how you can contribute to the Gavels. What we're doing now is we're building out squads and kind of just overall general infantry, for lack of a better word, for the Gavels of Evasara, and we want to kind of see where you will fit in that mix. So come up, introduce yourself, and then show your stuff. To kind of open the floor to the group. Looking out, you guys see 11 other faces, 10 other faces around you, looking through. Some of them, as you look, you can almost forget their face as soon as you see it. They just look to fade into the background. But others kind of stand out to you as kind of the wheat from the chaff. And with this, you guys will get a chance to introduce your PC, go over what they look like, and then also going to ask you guys to do a little bit of a couple different things, kind of related to your PC, and see how you perform. So who wants to go first?
I'll actually take the stage this time.
Right.
Fearful though I am. And that's how the character fear, I should clarify. Chris is, again, apologies, Chris, for naming my character Chris. Chris is actually looking pretty confident and has a big old smile on her face. And she'll step forward, and is this the part where I describe her?
Yeah, go for it.
Got it. You see a short, very best way I can put it is chunky human, with a big smile, big old green eyes, a lot of freckles, red hair, pale skin, large nose, who's dressed very fancily. Dark blue clothes with these. It's meant to imitate gold, but it's not. Like ruffles, both on like the shirt and a little bit of on the shoulder bits there, with those same kind of gold being buttoned down a corset into very like baggy pants. She would have a big old backpack that's a more muted grayish, brownish colors. That is just about as big as her. And her hair would be tied back a little bit, save for her bangs, in a darker bandana, and then a hat that's tipped back just enough to almost look like a halo. She'd be wearing very openly the symbol of Kosir, and I'll ask very quickly again, what's the symbol of Kosir?
I think it's a golden mug.
A golden mug is like a badge on her shirt, as well as having it plastered on her own mug. And she'd be holding that mug as something seems to be swimming inside. Not a fish of any sort, but more of a living thing of beer that seems to swirl out, poke its head out with little golden eyes every now and again, looking around before splashing right back in. And she'd come up with a bit of a confident stride, in her other hand holding a crate of something, and she'll plop the crate down, plop the mug down on the nearest table, and go, "Aye, so where do I begin?"
You see Beshnik kind of tapping on his clipboard. And he goes,
Oh, I'm Chris, as in the dagger, and this is Keg. And she'll thumb towards her familiar.
you see Ostin kind of gives like a little nod. He goes, well, nice to meet you, Chris and Keg. You hear Beshnik just mutter under his breath, another drunk. And he just kind of goes, and Ostin kind of tries to talk over it, and he goes, oh, now Chris, tell us what you can do. I see, looks like you may serve the god Kosir. Tell us a little bit about what brought you to join the Gavels, and what are your skill set?
I personally would love to serve him one day, or at least a glass of beer, but yeah, I follow him. He's a good god, good celebrations, he's got a lot of good liquor, and, well, it may not be the most grandiose reason why I'm here, but yeah. And she shrugs. You all had good food. And I'm trying to be a good cook and a good brewmaster. So I've taken to following you and making sure you also don't burn down the world. You know.
Beshnik kind of mutters under his breath, good luck.
She just gives like a point and a thumbs up. But yes, I make beer. I cook food. I got a little bit of magic from following a damn good god. I can show you a little bit. I've brought samples. And she'll open up the crate and pass around some elixirs of life.
Perfect. And you see Ostin kind of looks and examines it. And he goes, very interesting. What does your elixir do?
Oh, well, first of all, it's good and tasty. Second of all, it patches your back up. It's basically a healing potion with a little bit more oomph on keeping you healthy. It's good for you.
Chris, give me a medicine roll as everybody kind of examines your choice of medicine or nature on that side. Since your herbalist background, let you choose on that.
I'm going to go with medicine on this case. I'm going to use a hero.
All right.
Fair.
First roll of the B squad, natural one.
You know what? Wait. Hold on. Can I take that back for just a second? Because I'm dumb. I have assurance.
Oh, you have assurance?
I have assurance for medicine. Yep. So just proficiency wise, that would bring up to, just using assurance, which I should have done to begin with, because I'm always going to do that for medicine. That would be an 18 if we include item bonus, and the ABP bonus, that'd be a 20.
Perfect. So you include the ABP bonus. Remember, ABP gets rid of item bonuses.
Thank you for reminding me. Let me put that in there.
Perfect. Yeah. So definitely, usually for insurance, but this is a brand new character, so I like to keep your hero points. So definitely, usually called out beforehand, but new character for sure. And yeah, so you see, Olston kind of takes a little sip too, and he goes, very well made. We always need more healers in the group. I know Jeet and Will usually have their work cut out for them, so glad to see that you can aid in that endeavor. Now, we've seen your wares. One thing, unfortunately, you'll see with the Gavels, and even you mentioned yourself, they often find themselves involved in situations where the world may be burning down around them, and the only way out is to strike out. Are you able to? Do you have any combat proficiency? How do you usually handle battles?
She makes that kind of face while turning to Keg, and I imagine Keg's doing the same thing, like. And she turns back. She rummages through her stuff and pulls out a pan, flips it in the hands a few times. I can hit people with this. Like I said before, I got a little bit of spellcasting under my belt, but she just gives a a slight, like, maybe a little bit of a worrisome shrug. I'm more about helping out others around me than, tussling myself. I've been in a few bar fights and lost just about all of them.
You see, Austin's face falls quite a bit when he sees the frying pan, and he goes, "I'm sure we could buy you a sword or a staff, anything."
You see her look at it and look at him like, "Sir, I mean no offense, but do I look like I could wield a sword?" And she like looks at the pen. The sharpest thing I wield is a knife when I'm cooking. This, if you have something I can hit.
Show some of your magic. We'll leave the frying to Boro.
She nods to that a little. Yeah, a little bit more worried. Like, what spell does she, like, thinking to herself, what spell does she actually have for combat? And she shows off a few of them. A rousing splash. Technically, it's kind of like healing, but not exactly. She has Forbidding Ward. And when she sees that's probably not what they mean, like something a bit more offensive, she has basically what I can describe as a beer beam.
Perfect. Give me an occult check. And how does Chris's magic look when she casts?
Occult. I get my spells from religion.
Oh, even with the witch?
Yeah, it actually depends on the patron, and with Faith's Flamekeeper, I get religion for that.
Okay, yeah, give me a religion check.
Alright, religion check. Very apt for the situation. And with how it looks, she's praying, she's celebrating, she's having a good time, she's chugging things down, and as that occurs, just that almost, how would you describe it? Not quite music of Kosir, that like aura he gives of
Here.
yeah. That's what she's giving off, and it almost conjures these things into being. And normally she wouldn't spill a drop with the spout specifically. It's her like splashing forward her mug. It's just a straight up almost cannon. Not the most impressive, but it's still something.
You see kind of Austin nods and goes, "Still would love to give you a staff. I mean, I don't really swing it all out too much. Usually I cast, but hey, it seems like you are blessed by Kosir, so it is a pleasure to have you within the Gavels of Evasara." You kind of see he nods down to Beshnit, and you see him whisper in his ear, and you see Beshnit make a check.
And she'll take the crate, take keg, and go back into the crowd. Probably talking to some of the red shirts that are quote unquote faceless at the moment, while everyone else is doing their thing.
Let me go into the sea of red. But who is up next?
Skis. So, I'll describe my entrance first. So I'm assuming like I'm kind of like, it's almost like a panel that's like facing me and I'm like a stage. Is that correct?
Definitely. So it's kind of like in like this, almost like a big beer hall that was rented out for you guys. There's rows of tables, and in front of you, like kind of like in the front of the room, you do see Austin in the kind of standing right at the tip of the front, with Beshnit standing at his side, and you see kind of Elisa in the corner in the background. You see Marcin strumming a lute idly as he looks at you all and kind of evaluates. And then standing next to him with his arms crossed, you do see Varnuk just kind of almost coldly taking all of your measure. And these four are at the front of the room.
Okay.
Fine.
So as Chris exits, you're gonna see a green blur start cartwheeling and flipping onto the stage. So Skis will be kind of like holding a beer while doing all this. So like he'll do a flip and the beer won't spill. He'll do a cartwheel, and then like after some of these acrobatic moves, he'll just kind of like ta-da, like present himself to the team with his beer wide open.
Perfect. Give me an acrobatics roll.
All right.
Perfect. You get some kind of a smattering of applause from the red shirts as you make your way on board. And you see Olston kind of give a smile your way and goes, well, that was an enthusiastic entrance. Welcome. What is your name, friend?
The name is Skis. And just a little bit about his appearance. So he's like a... Skis is we'll call it like a sun-soaked long-tailed goblin. He's a little bit younger. Around him, he wears like studded leather, and he's got a hood and a cloak. So the cloak and hood kind of stayed up that entire time. His eyes glow red, so it can look a little bit menacing. When his hood is up. And along his belt, he's got 2 hatchets and throwing knives, so relatively simplistic. He's pretty well kept as far as goblins go, I would say. Very physically fit, muscular, and like there's I would say like doesn't reek of booze, but an aura of booze around him. So we definitely will get along with Chris, and he's got a relatively like pleasant disposition or charm about him.
Nice. You see Olston nod and go, well met, Skeeve. Well, what made you join, or what decided to bring you to join the Gavels of Evasara?
Skis will point back at Marson, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I was in town for the show, and it was a hell of a show. Marson gathered around and gathered us around and sung praises of the Gavel, and I decided to go see them, and they won the tournament, and it." Based off of some of their seafaring, I thought that I would be an asset to you guys, so I decided to join.
You see Marson kind of stop strumming for a bit and give a little bit of a wave, and he goes, well, thank you. It's always good to hear someone say they appreciate your songs, so...
Skis will tip his beer and take a sip to Marson.
You guys see him give a nod and start strumming again. Olston looks back and he goes, well... It's always good to have another friend, especially one that is knowledgeable as seafaring. I'll kind of ask the same that I've asked of Chris. It seems like you're a very dexterous person. The flips, definitely a very impressive entrance. As the Gavels usually find themselves in sticky scenarios. When a flip doesn't work, how do you usually get your way out?
Well, my friend, a flip always works, but when it doesn't, and he'll like do a backflip, and during that he'll unwield one of his hatchets from his axe, and then when he lands, he'll throw it towards like a wooden beam in the mess hall, and hopefully it'll stick in the wall.
Perfect. Give me the attack roll.
Yikes.
Throw back, it sinks in. Definitely a little off the area you were hoping to hit, but still kind of gets a good satisfied sink into the wall. And you go, Olston kind of nods, goes, impressive. That was a good throw, and definitely, hopefully they won't charge us for the bill, but it got in pretty well into the wall. Well fought there. Is there anything else, Skeeve, that we should know about you, or Skeeves, that we should know about you, and kind of what you could bring to the Gavels?
My bard friend Marson, I do know some tales of the sea, and I've got some goblin songs that I can sing.
Wait, he has an ability called Goblin Song. I love this.
I love that.
You
So-
have it, like, so.
I'm going to. I'll start belting out in the most annoying. Like this is gonna be like hurting everybody's ears in the room, but I'll be singing like "Yo ho" and a bottle of rum, "Yo ho" and a bottle of rum, and just like again, like thinking that I'm doing a great job, but it's not landing across the room.
You hear Beshnet just bellow out, "Make him stop!" But
Imagine at the highest point of the song, like the highest note, one of the bottles that Chris was holding just explodes.
And on that, I'll give like a nice like bow and exit stage left unless there's any additional questions.
he goes to go, well, that was something. But thank you. We are definitely happy to have you on the Gavels. You see, Marson looks like he's trying to school his features, but he does look a little appalled. And he goes, "Art's in the eye of the beholder, in the ear. Stick to your art. Just keep doing your art."
We'll be together again soon, Marson.
And you see, he kind of schooled his features just for a moment. You see it fall, but it kind of goes right back up. And he goes, yeah. And as you kind of make your way back, who is next?
I can go next. So Tindarius steps forward. He's a middle-aged male Strix with a close-trimmed beard, who appears mostly human except for the large blue, gray, and white feathered wings coming out from his back. He wears flowing dark blue robes that allow easy movement and flight, along with a cape for covering up the wings when he wants to be more inconspicuous. As he doesn't carry any weapons, but lightning, wind, and water magic kind of swirl around him, and there's like the feathers on his wings are kind of always fluttering as if there's wind around, even when you don't feel it. And there's sort of like a dampness to his arms and legs, as if he had just stepped out of water. His eyes kind of show a depth of sorrow and hopelessness, but there's still a defiance there. And as he kind of stands there, doesn't say anything immediately, just sort of towers over some of the people nearby, a small pink axolotl sticks its head out of his pocket, and he says, "Hey, get back there!" And he says, "I'm Tindarius."
Oh, well met, Tindarius, Olston says. And he goes, "It looks like you have a friend there, too. One thing I could say about the Gavels, you saw bear in the fields, was hyena, and red, too. Many of our members are very fond of their animals. What's your friend's name?"
What's the pet rent fee?
This is Axolotl. He belonged to my nephew, but I take care of him now. More of an annoyance than anything, but he rides along and gets in my way occasionally.
Axolotl.
Not the most original name, but I can see that the bar for that doesn't seem to be very high here. So
You see, like, Olston, like, snorts, and then Beshnik goes, "Bear, hyena, red, bars in hell." And Olston goes, "No, Beshnik, don't give them the wrong impression." But, Tindarius, well met. It's good to have you part of the Gavels. Tell us about yourself. What are your skills? What made you join the Gavels?
Well, I was raised with the School of the Stormfist, and I have a knack for storm-based magic. And as he's kind of talking, the wind kind of effect will start to pick up, and you'll start to hear kind of a crackling of thunder and the sound of rain hitting the ground as sort of a storm aura. And he's going to activate his kinetic aura, kind of appears around him, and his voice will kind of escalate to go along with, it's like speak over the sound of the rain and thunder. I don't fight with the school anymore. but I spent years as a courier across Fessia, traveling to the various islands, bringing letters and making a living that way. I got caught up in some family issues, but that's kind of in my past now, and I'm looking for a new start to see where I can help out. The Gavel caught my eye as I started doing well in this tournament, and given that they won, certainly quite an accomplishment, but I want to make sure that it doesn't all go to their heads. Victory in a tournament is very different than what we all face in the real world, so it's going to take a lot of careful strategy and skill to bring balance to this world.
You see Ostenad? Well said. I feel like you'd get along with one of our founding members on the strategy side. Others may get along with other members you've met today. So they'd rather have a beer than figure out the strategy. But we need a bit of both. You can bend the elements. You've been the elements, and you're from Facia as well. That's two good things. We're going to be going to Facia very soon to retake the island of Kata. So it's always nice to have a native here, especially one blessed by the storm gods too. It'll always be good to have Sanda, Y, and Hava behind us as we go and take Kata back.
When he says bless, I spit on the ground. But don't say anything.
Osten kind of like, you see him like pause, like he goes, did I offend?
The storm gods are not my favorite. They cause problems for me and my family. But like I said, I'm looking to move past that, looking for a new start. And I do care for the people and places of Fessia, so I'm eager to help out with that.
Oh, well, apologies. I did not mean to offend. Being from Fessia and being able to manipulate the elements, I just made an assumption. But if you would,
The wrong one.
You see Beshnet like snort. Beshnet's the one that snorts this time at that. Osten kind of like jabs, like kind of like shoves Beshnet a little bit, but keeps going on. He goes, will be that it's may not good to dwell in the sadness. I'd love to see you manipulate the elements if you could. Give us a little demonstration of what you can do.
He nods and closes his eyes for a second as the storm radiating around him intensifies. And he will kind of crouch down him for a second and then transform himself into lightning as he shoots straight up into the air as a bolt of lightning moving upward rather than downward. And as he reaches the top, he transforms back into his normal self and will fall to the ground and land very carefully without taking any harm from the 30-foot fall. And then he will hold his hands up in the air and shoot water upward in a kind of cascade that like basically covers everybody and gets everybody wet. And but it doesn't seem to change. It doesn't seem to bother him at all. And the wind continues to pick up as he sends it around, and everyone or the other members of B Squad feel the wind kind of push them around and make them feel light on their feet, increasing their movement speed. And letting the magic speak for itself, he then kind of crosses his arms as the storm fades and goes back to the way it was before, where there's still a little bit of wind around him, still a little bit of water, but no terrible storm in the room anymore.
All right, give me an acrobatics for kind of the landing and the nature check for just kind of manipulation there.
All right.
You see Osten go, quite impressive. You may not have the storm god's blessing, but you're very trained in their craft. That was a solid landing in the maelstrom. And he goes, Well met, Tendarius. I'm glad to have you as part of the Gavels. And then you kind of see him once again lean and whisper something to Beshnit with him making a mark.
Chris is going to quickly give a bit of a heckle. Nothing like mean-spirited, but just she yells out saying, "You know, us followers of Kosia, this isn't what we mean when we say we want to get soaked."
You see Beshnit kind of give a small nod to that. He goes, "Could have done without the water."
He there's kind of a smirk, but he kind of seems to just not care that he annoyed people.
You can see Olsen look around the crowd, and he goes, "Is there anyone else who would like to introduce themselves and show us what they can do?"
I suppose that leaves me. You see stepping forward a large orc man who's getting a bit on in years. He's got streaks of gray all throughout his hair. But he has the sort of the build of someone who has kept up his athletic training over the years despite his age. He wears a large officer's coat on him that looks like maybe a little too big for him now. Like perhaps he's a little smaller than he used to be. But he wears it draped over his shoulders, and it looks like it's quite old and a little bit, perhaps a little frayed at the edges, and maybe some of the colors are fading. He is a green-skinned orc, pretty tall, broad-shouldered. He has he walks slowly and carefully, and seems to be considering all of his movements with everything he does. And he has a long rapier strapped to his side. But he steps up and just sort of like looks at Osten. Gives what kind of salute would the Messian probably? Maybe he wouldn't do that salute, but he would perhaps out of just habit. He gives a salute to Osten.
Yeah, the Messians usually kind of do like a quick chest rap, usually.
All right, so then he would do that. And he speaks in a deep, gravelly voice and says, "Roden Redmark, reporting for duty."
Well met, Roden. Tell us about yourself. What made you decide to join the Gavels of Evasara?
Well, I was impressed by their performance in the tournament, and after learning of their goals and aspirations, I thought that our interests were aligned. I believe with a bit of guidance, they can go on to do great things.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you feel the organization has kind of approved of our goals and know that we are going in good spots. Well, what do you bring? What are your skills? What do you bring us to the Gavels?
Well, I am an accomplished sailor, and I am well versed in military strategy. However, primarily what I bring to this motley crew, he like looks around at all these different people, says, is experience, knowledge, the right move at the right time. He actually can I devise a stratagem on Beshnit, please?
Go ahead, yeah.
All right. This is my first time doing this. Here we go. How does this work? It should be somewhere in here. Oh, it's got a different symbol. I don't know how to do it. It's a target a token. Oh, I have to target Beshnit. I see. Where is Beshnit? Does he have a token on this page?
Not anymore. I took him off when I added the B squad in, but I'll throw him back out.
All right, so I have to target Beshnit, and then devise a stratagem. Here we go. All right, so you see he looks over at Beshnit for a moment, impatiently tapping his claws or whatever. And in a flash of movement that is perhaps a little bit more quick than you might expect from someone his age, he whips out the rapier and it like points it direct. It looks like it's going directly for Beshnit's face. So Beshnit is forced to like dodge backwards. But I wasn't actually trying to hit him. That dodge puts him in an awkward position so that it is very easy for me to trip him. And I would like to use that 16 that I rolled for a trip maneuver. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. I have a thing that lets me use my devise a stratagem roll on a trip and also a lot of other athletics maneuvers. But I don't know how to make sure that it actually applies to that. No, see, it rolled another die for that. So I don't know how to get that to work in Foundry.
Probably if you click skill stratagem and then click whatever you're doing.
Skill stratagem. I don't see that button anywhere.
Oh, it should be like at the top of the actions.
Ah, I see. Skill stratagem. Cool. And then what? It's like a drop down menu. So I chose skill stratagem, and then I guess now do I do it? We'll see if it works. No, it just rolled it again. I guess I definitely should have tested this out beforehand to see exactly how it worked. But anyway, I can add my because I used my devise a stratagem roll. I can use my intelligence modifier instead of my strength modifier for athletic maneuvers because of my what do you call it? Athletic strategist. This one.
Perfect.
So the 16 plus my proficiency bonus, which is 4, I think, plus another 4, so that is a 24 on a trip against Beshnit.
Nice. Yeah, you hurl him to the ground. Roll me a d6.
All right. Was it a crit?
It was a crit. Beshnit's level 0. Beshnit's actually level 9.
All right. All right. That's all I needed to do.
Oh my god.
So the I just like, flash of movement, trip Beshnit straight on his butt, and I'm standing over him with my sword pointed at him. I'm saying, "You shouldn't speak ill of your commanding officer, except in private."
You see Beshnit is shocked. Olston looks very surprised. You do see Varnock growl, his tail thump as he grips his spear, and he goes, "You're new. No lay hands on Beshnit. He grumpy, but he one of us."
Rodin looks over at Varrock and says, "Very well," and he sheaths his blade again.
Fail, fail, fail. You hear Beshnit just yelling, fail. No longer Gavel. No. And Olston goes, well, that wasn't very impressive. Maybe there could be another way you could have done that. But you definitely showed a lot of skill. Maybe an apology to Beshnit, but no one will force you.
I reached my hand down with my giant orcish hand with like calluses and scars all over it. Reaches out for Beshnit's tiny kobold hand, and as I try to reach out to pull him up on his feet again.
You see, it looks like Beshnit's getting refused, but Olston says, "Just take the gesture, Beshnit." And he kind of reaches his kobold hand and grabs it, kind of goes to his feet, and he goes, "Not very nice." And you can see him just staring. You see his like pin just staring daggers at your name on the line. Best Olston goes, well, that was very impressive there. Is there anything else you would say for your skills and what you bring to the Gavels before we conclude? Or anything else you would add?
He considers for a moment and says, I'm also a good swimmer.
Well, that is good to hear. A good sailor, good swimmer, very good at knocking people from their feet, apparently. Well met, and then welcome to the Gavels. And as you go back, you see kind of a number of people kind of go up, proclaim their skills, go through and demonstrate some of their aptitude. And outside of the three or four you just saw, you see one other that seems like he's very talented, has a good skill set behind them. But you see most of the rest just kind of seem like they're just kind of just people. They've got skills, they've got talents they could bring to bear, but nobody seems kind of extraordinary. Nobody seems like they really stand too far out from the rest. But definitely a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of even with the chaotic events of the day before, the day earlier, they still seem to be pretty energized and ready to show what they can bring to the Gavels. And after probably about an hour or so, as everybody goes and demonstrates their skills, you see Olston in front of the group once again, and he goes, well, thank you everyone for showing what you bring to the Gavels. Today we are all, while you are new, we are all one. We are all part of the Gavels of Evasara. The overall leaders have named me lieutenant. I usually handle leadership when they're away or unable to. So a lot of times you'll be receiving your missions from me and figuring out exactly how best you can contribute to the Gavels. You see, he points to Marson, who's still strumming his lute. He goes, Marson, he is our, let's call it public relations expert. He spins a lot of the things the Gavels do, and as Skis mentioned, he puts a very good spin on it. Fun little tune, and a lot of times it gets us a little bit better reception than our actions would be received just on their own merit. Pointing to Varnuk, he goes, Varnuk is our security. He handles a lot of our, just protects us while the other Gavels are away. Trained by Mockery, he's a very good hand with a spear. Pointing to Elisa, she is our intelligence. She is very good at going unnoticed. Doesn't often hang out with the rest of the group. Hard to get a word in sometimes, but very talented at what she does. Always watchful eye. And then to our good friend Beshnet, who just had a little bit of a fall there. He is the standard bearer of the Gavels and handles a lot of our bookkeeping. So we will be kind of the interaction that you'll see when the other leaders are missing. But what we wanted to let you know is we divided you all up into two groups. We've got what we're going to call the B Squad. These are going to be talented individuals who go out and take on missions for the Gavels when our leaders are busy. They will be able to go out, handle their own adventures, and hopefully bring another layer of recognition, fame, and glory to the Gavels. Now, if you hear your name called, you will be on the B Squad. The others, you will be part of the Gavels' main force. You will operate as one, and we will have different tasks for you that will have a little more direction, we'll say. And you see him kind of go through his list. He goes, Rodan, B Squad. Tendarius, B Squad. Skeeve, B Squad. Chris, B Squad. And then you hear another name that is for the B Squad as well, but it gets drowned out by some of the cheers and applause. And then the rest of these people are put into main infantry force Red. Codename Red, with those other Gavels initiates.
Chris does a double take when her name is called for like B Squad, and she has a look on her face like, oh, what did I get myself into?
After the rows are read, Olston does gather the four of you into a group, and he goes, well, you lot will be our B Squad. As I said, you all will have more autonomy. You will be able to take adventures that fit your skill set that may not be a good fit for use of time or a good fit for our main leaders. But you will fight together. You will fight as one. You will solve problems as one unit, and you will hopefully be friends. But if not friends, at least allies. And you have your first assignment. You've seen. We did not really. We bit of highs and lows earlier today. With the Gavels won the tournament, and then a bit of demonic. Let's just say a bit of demonic nefarious, which may kind of put a bad spin on things. We need you to do two things for us. We would like you, especially some of you who have come from Thessia, to see kind of what you can learn about the current state of events with Thessia and kind of prepare as we get ready to set sail and make our way to Kata. The other thing is we want you to kind of explore Relic and see what good you can do. And you hear Marson pipe up. Visible good. Good story good. Something that we can put a spin on good. And Olston goes, yes, I guess. But find some good. Find some way to... let's put the story a little bit on our side a bit. So, while you're new to the Gavels, you all are very skilled. You have talents. And we feel like you will work well together. So starting tomorrow, explore Relican, see what you can learn from Thessia, and then see what you can do to help out the city and put a little bit of shine back on our name. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, you mentioned that demonic interference. Isn't one of the leaders supposed to be like a champion of the demon gods or something like that? How did that all shake down?
I heard about that too. He even called some of Kosir's own liquor. What was it? Horse piss? Goat piss?
Oh, God.
You see Olston kind of like he rubs the back of his head. He goes, yeah, I heard that. Yeah, the Gavels, you'll get to know them probably pretty intimately, especially once we get on the boat. Some of them can be unrefined sometimes, but they always mean well. Mockery, I'll speak slightly for him, but I'd encourage you to ask him about his own religious affiliation. He loves speaking on the Infernos a little bit. It can be a little sometimes much for me. I don't worship them myself, but it's always a great way to learn. What I thought he did is he worshipped the ones that follow Tamaku, but apparently there's something with Shinzo. As I said, that's a matter for Mockery himself to talk about.
Yeah, I'd love to hear his mind on things at some point. Although I've also heard a bit that he has issues with birds. So I hope, and I kind of spread my wings. Hope this doesn't put him off too much.
I thought that was a joke. Is he really? Is he really scared of birds?
Passionate kind of speaks up and goes, petrified.
But Belleric, I heard he has a bird named Red.
Casey Olsen goes, I believe it's big birds. I've never really asked him, to be honest. It seemed a little bit personal.
You see Chris chuckle and shake her head. And then we'll look over to, how do you pronounce your character's name again, Chris? Other Chris with the H?
Tindarius.
Fuck. Tindarius. Oh, I got it! She'll look over to Tindarius and, no worries. I'll keep an eye out for you.
You see Olsen go, well met, friends. As I said, you all will be the B squad. You'll have another amongst your ranks. We're just letting him get some rest for the day. But for now, get some rest for yourselves. Wake up tomorrow, explore the city, learn about Thessia, learn about the giant King Braca, and anything that you can bring us on that side, and find some good that you can do. And as Marson would say, find a good story that you can present. But as I said, you have the week to yourselves. The boat will soon be here, but I know that I've already seen Wisteria jotting notes after notes. There will probably be a lot of construction going on as they get the boat retrofitted, so you'll be able to stay here in the inn until we are ready to set sail. If you need me, call, but I hope to hear some good deeds from you ASAP. You guys see him give a small bow. It kind of looks to see if there are any other questions, and then begins to trot off.
I'll turn to Rodon and say, that was a risky move there, putting that kobold on his butt. Watch your head.
You're right. I thought the only way I do not have potent magics or flashy maneuvers to demonstrate my skills. I needed a partner.
You should
I
have
chose
asked
the
him.
one that's been, what do the young people say? Talking shit.
That's it.
Well, maybe he'll learn a thing or two from that embarrassment then.
Perhaps.
Maybe you will as well.
Maybe.
And I'll kind of like extend my hand for a handshake.
I return it, yeah. I'm glad we got put together. It's good to have a familiar face on whatever this mission they have us doing.
I think it's good to have a brewer on this mission we're doing.
She brings out the crate again, pops it open, passes out. To, what do they call us? B squad, B team, but the bees. Pop a cork and chug it down.
Diesel cheers to that.
I'll like wave my hand and take some beer directly into my mouth rather than throw a mug or something as it floats to there.
Chris does a little snap, like finger point to that, like, hey, that's a pretty neat trick. As you saw, I don't really have a lot of, flashy magics that do damage. But for you have all that control of water. And she thumbs towards Keg. As I struggle with voices like hell, god damn it. I went through 3 right there. I have a very distinct voice in my head and I fucked it up hard.
It's
Sorry,
fine.
man.
You'll find it. You'll find it.
She thumbs towards Keg. If you stay around us, you'll probably get a lot of better success with those abilities.
Good to know. And I'm happy to provide some of that more offensive capability as needed. But I do have a few healing tricks of my own. This water can hurt as much as it can soothe.
It is a foolish strategist who underestimates the importance of healing magic.
As said before, I am very much a healer. So, if any of you get hurt, I can pop you back up. But if you need me to lay the hurt on someone, I'm no pacifist by any means, but I'm a lover, not a fighter.
So, Skis, are you all sword and flips, or do you have any other useful techniques?
Well, I know my way around a port city, if that's a port city like Relican, and I know where we can find some trouble if we need to make a good story. But I would imagine Grandpa over here has seen his fair share of ports too, and knows where we can find some trouble, and he would be nodding towards Rodan.
As long as you don't sing in my presence ever again, I think we'll make it a team.
Well, actually, I think that could be quite helpful. There's no way anyone could ignore that song. It could be used as a distraction.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to catch me to stop me from singing there. Thunder. So.
It's Tindarius.
Yeah. Tendarius.
You keep singing those songs and you're going to give us tinnitus.
So are we? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So with that, you guys are able to kind of either celebrate, or for those who get an early rest, kind of get some sleep from that long day that saw the Gavels go through highs and lows, and then wake up the 30th of Narin, kind of with your objective in mind, to learn more about Fessia, to see kind of what's going on in Relican, and see if you can find a way. Find a good story. Find something to do that will bring the Gavels some very much needed good press before they leave the shores of Eteria. You guys wake up, definitely another kind of a hearty breakfast from the inn, along with Boro kind of helping to throw in some extra spice or extra flair onto the meals.
Tegan?
Yeah.
Could I roll a cooking lore to also do that, as I feel like Kurtz would wake up early?
Oh yeah, definitely. Solid. Yeah, you're going through, you see Boro kind of helping out in the kitchen, and as you come on, you kind of see him wave you, and he goes, oh, come on. You can give us a hand. What does Chris kind of whip up?
It would actually be something very Etarian. Huh?
It's
Damn,
a
I
variety of Eritrean food. It's kind of like a crisp, like a mixed match of like kind of Japanese style food, Thai food, with a little bit of Indian inspiration too.
Alright then, so most likely some curry using whatever was left over from last night's feast and whatnot, and a good hearty bit of rice.
Yes. Chris comes through, makes a pretty extraordinary breakfast for the group, giving you guys some much needed fuel to get ready for the day. But we'll take a quick 5-minute break here. But when we come back, we'll figure out kind of what the group's gonna do. Kind of see what they can do to bring some shine to the Gavel's name, and show off what the new B squad of the Gavels can do. Well, and also too, we're calling you guys the B Squad, but if you do want to come up with your own name for the B Squad,
For sure.
you can do so.
You got to. We got
It's
to.
the Bees Squad.
Sponsored by Notisha.
Yeah. If you want to abbreviate it, we're BS.
Oh, boy.
We'll come back in 5 minutes. Think of what you guys want to do. Think of a name for the squad. It'd be pretty cool if you guys come up with a name at the end of the session for this new squad. I'll even update the episode title for it. And then we'll come back 5 minutes to see what they do.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone, to the first session with the B Squad. We've just met our heroes. They've been assigned by the Lieutenant Ostin to find a way to kind of put some shine back on the Gavel's name, and potentially learn a little bit more about their war effort, where they're going to be going to the battlegrounds of Kata and Facia. The group has just gotten a pretty delicious breakfast or start to their day by Chris, but the B Squad is assembled in this port city of Relican. What are you guys doing? What's the group's thought process here?
Well, we have more than one person accomplished in sailing and or swimming. So I'm thinking something related, like perhaps if we go to because this is a port city, right? There's a port here, correct? Mm-hmm. Maybe we go to the dockyards and try to see if we can figure out if there's any sort of trouble going on around here. Start investigating, seeing if there's illegal activities. I mean, I'm sure there's illegal activities, but like illegal activities that we should get ourselves involved in.
Yeah, would we be able to use like sailing lore to maybe know anything, whether it's about like Relican or just port cities in general, if there's like common thievery that happens or something like anything notorious about Relican
Oh,
in terms of like crime or criminals, syndicate, anything like that?
give me a recall knowledge check.
I don't even know how to do that.
If you click on if you have the basic actions macro button on there, if you click on that, it should give it to you. I forgot where it's going to be on that screen though.
That I privately rolled some dice. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're familiar on this side. So I mean, you've been to some port cities. You know that it kind of depends what you're looking for. I mean, smuggling is pretty common in the port cities. Bringing in untaxed luxuries, beer, even some kind of illicit drugs as well occurs kind of pretty frequently in many port cities that you've been to. You know that there's usually some pickpockets that hang out around the ports trying to relieve sailors of their gold when they make their way to port. I mean, it kind of varies port to port, but those are the ones you know kind of are almost always there.
Yeah, Skis would kind of relay that, like, well, I know, just like any other port city, this place is going to have your smugglers, people coming in with drugs and illegal activities, so we could always try and do some sort of big bust and help the city out, or we could always try and see if there's any notorious crimes going on around the docks that we could potentially like help the
any sort of, and also there's like a war going on, right? So there's probably a lot of like illicit things being brought into the city, and I'm wondering if I could try to sniff out where I could find that kind of thing going on.
So you're trying to kind of see where like they would sell maybe some of the illicit goods, or what's Roden trying to do?
Yeah, well, yes, I guess so. I'm trying to figure out, or rather, not where they're being sold, but like who might be involved, who's bringing them in. I guess is the question that I want to be asking.
Okay. Give me a recall knowledge check as well.
Right. Could you say that perhaps I'm on the case?
Are you saying you're on the case? Are you saying...
I think one might say that I am perhaps on a case.
One of your leads?
Yeah, I'm gonna pursue a lead.
Okay.
On this. And then it's a recall knowledge, which is somewhere in here. I am sure that there it is.
Perfect. So you kind of using some of your own knowledge, kind of just of you've been around quite a bit. Same with the kind of like the port cities, and spent some time probably in Relic, and maybe you even came into Eteria through Relic, and especially coming from Messia. You know that kind of like the major players within kind of usually for importing in, a lot of it is coming from Mokulin. Mokulin, their ships outnumber pretty much everyone else's coming in any nation, and there's almost a variety of them that are usually filled with different illicit goods, or either illicit through just kind of being kind of generally outlawed, or illicit through trying not to pay the proper taxes and fees and tariffs for bringing them in. The hard part with them, and most nations know they bring them in, but it's just They've got so many ships, it becomes a bother to check them all, and many of them have very clever hiding spots for their goods.
I mean, it just occurred to me that warfare lore, considering like that might also give me like knowledge about like what would even be frowned upon that one might bring into Eteria, I guess, is another question I would have.
Definitely. So warfare probably wouldn't be too big on that, but with your other role, I'll give you. Typically, Eteria is very punitive on bringing in kind of drugs as well as kind of weapons that aren't paid by the proper tax. They have a pretty high tariff on weapons made outside of Eteria. So a lot of times people will smuggle in weapons trying to get around paying those tariffs for those foreign weapons.
Okay. Cool. All right, but I guess I didn't find anything, any leads as to like where one might start looking for that kind of thing. Then,
and we just maybe head to the port and just see if we spot any trouble, or maybe like along the way there's some. When we get there, there's like someone we can talk to.
well, I assumed we were already there doing this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you guys haven't left yet, no. You guys are still
okay,
there, yeah.
never mind then.
So if you guys definitely would make your way to the port, you definitely know too. I'll give you a little bit road, and there is. You haven't been to it, but you have heard tell of a black market kind of near the outskirts of the port. Not sure how to gain entrance into it, but you do know that they do operate, and kind of usually they're the ones buying up the Mokulin goods and using them to kind of pass them around. Not too familiar with this group with not having spent so much time in Eteria, but it's run by the Ashen, kind of Eteria's organized crime.
I would suggest on the walk that maybe Chris has some beer out. I think only degenerates would be drinking beer around this time, so if anyone asks us for some drinks, we may think they may be someone good to talk to. They may have been up all night, up to no good. It's just might as well, you know?
Yes, so that is obviously the only reason that Chris needs to have the liquor out during this trip.
It's early in the morning.
Reason.
It's the only reason we've got the beer out is to attract the
Slowly panning
degenerates.
over the Chris who's already starting to sip on one.
It's
Yeah.
breakfast now. Perfect. So you guys can definitely make your way out to the port area. You do know that there's kind of you've got a general idea of kind of where that black market is. You do know that there are a lot of ships in port at the moment. Relican has, and one other piece I'll give you too is Relican has become a major trading port with Eteria due to its current neutrality in the Civil War. It is not part of any of the great clans. So a lot of the business that usually went to Soga or usually went to Kato has been making its way there. So they've been going through a little bit of a boom with staying neutral through this big Civil War.
Good to know. So when we do arrive at the port, what kind of whose flags are we seeing? Who's around? Who's coming in and out?
Give me a perception check.
Sure.
Looking around, you see a lot of flags bearing kind of the golden symbol of Mokulin. You do see a few with kind of the Thessia's flag flying from them. Mostly, though, you see a lot outside of like the Mokulin. You see a lot of independent traders as well, just kind of all bearing their own symbol or sigil upon their craft's flag. One of the things you notice you don't really see too much of, and may probably of interest to Rodin, you don't see too many military vessels kind of going in or out.
Don't see many military vessels coming in or out. That's interesting. I guess this is going to be primarily a land war, but still. All right.
Are there any maybe like vendors around there. I guess what I'm trying to, I want to interrogate or ask them about the black market or the Ishin.
Definitely, there's vendors all over. There are people kind of hawking fish, hawking booze, hawking kind of any, like baubles from far away from the areas of Kazia. Would it be a kind of like a certain type of person that Skis would look to try to see if he could put the screws to?
I think again, just going along this, I think like someone dispersing beer or liquor would be like a good place to start. Like they just may know some underground things. I'd bring Chris over to one of the liquor dispensers.
Definitely.
And I would.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I would say like, hey, this brewer, you haven't had beer like this. I guarantee it. Pour him some. And I would we would offer some booze. Chris, I don't know what sort of booze that you're brewing over there, but we would offer it to the vendor.
I feel like Chris would have a good variety, being a follower of Kosir and all.
Mm-hmm.
What is Chris's favorite beer type, or what's his favorite drink type?
Oh no!
An ale, a liquor,
I don't know.
a whiskey, maybe a rum. We're in a port.
Yeah.
Or if you had a rum, that'd be perfect.
Chris would likely have all of that, but she would most definitely, for her particular favorites, regular beer. Because unfortunately, only trained in fortitude saves and only have a +1 to con. I know it's a blasphemous, but there's only so many points to put around.
My friend, the best brewer out here. If you try this beer and you don't think she's the best brewer, you let me know. And if she is the best brewer, then I need to ask you a couple questions.
Yeah, you see kind of like this wizened old human. Like he is definitely beaten down, dark skinned. He's been in the sun of Eteria for years. You see, even though it is like early days, like it's like 9 a.m. Like there is definitely a line of sailors kind of like going in and out of his booth, grabbing like this. And Chris, you can see like the booze he's peddling, the beer he's like pouring out. Like it's bottom shelf. Like it is. It's strong. It's cheap. You can smell it from a foot away. But he is just kind of pouring it out. It looks at you and goes, "Your brew? Is it cheap?"
I'm more about spreading it wherever I can versus hoarding it for myself.
And it can be cheap for the right information.
You kind of see him point to one of the sailors, like this kind of young, pretty clearly, like pretty much just hit adulthood dragonborn. He goes, "Take a sip of his beer there. I'll give you a free one at the end." Skis or Chris? Skis, make your choice of, you can either make a diplomacy roll. Chris, you can make your choice of, do you have brew lore?
Yep, alcohol. Lore alcohol.
Give me the alcohol lore. Nice.
Oh.
Holy crap.
So Skis, you go through, you sell this, get pretty much hype with this young dragonborn sailor. You see his scales just definitely kind of like almost like flexing in like kind of excitement to try this. And he does give a swig of Chris's ale. You kind of do see a smile creep up along his spine. And you go and you look back to this wizened human and he goes, "Oh, best thing I've drank. Much better than your stuff." And you see this human go, take it and go. Take it and go. Throw some coins now for the beer. All right, you got questions? What do you want to know?
A quarter barrel of this good stuff is in it for you, sir, with just a little bit more information. We're looking for the Ishin, in particular the black market.
You see, he kind of like he like almost like puts his hand on. He kind of like not like aggressively, but kind of pulls you in a little bit. He goes, "Little, I mean, that's a little loud to go talking about them. They're secret, but they're not secret. If you get what I mean. Everybody knows they're there, but they usually don't like to act like they're there. But you want to go to the black market? All right. Give me some of your beer. We'll let you. I'll show you where it's at, and you can tell them old Lefty sent you there. They should let you in. But I'm gonna want 3 more glasses of what he's brewing.
Old Lefty, you got yourself a deal.
And out of game mechanics for Chris, that would take 3 of your little brews.
All right. Counting all the bits that we've done with the brews, that would be the very last of them. Oh wait, no. A new day came around, right?
You had a long rest, yeah.
Oh heck yeah! So yeah, Chris will she'll pass over 3 of the bottles. Elixirs of life.
You see, he kind of looks back, looks around, and goes, "All right. Edge of the harbor. There's going to be this boarded up warehouse. You're gonna knock twice. Wait a second. Knock again, and then kick it. They'll let you in. Say Lefty sent you, and then be good to go. Don't cause no ruckus though. I don't want my name to be tarnished, but you can find what you want there.
Knock twice, wait. Knock twice, kick it.
You got it.
Got it. It's the old warehouse, and we won't miss it.
Yeah, you'll see it has a painted black dragon, very faded at the top.
All right.
Thank you for your patronage.
You enjoy those brews, and I appreciate the info, old Lefty. Keep up the good work around here, all right?
He goes, yeah. And as soon as you guys take 10 steps back, you hear him bellow out, 10 silver, beers brewed by Kosir himself. If you want it, 10 silvers apiece.
I'll roll my eyes. I'll kind of relay the information that I just got to Rodan and Darius. Am I saying those both correctly? Rodan or
It's Rodan, but it's it's
Rodan. Okay, cool. I'll relay that. I don't know what the hell we're doing, guys, but I got some information on some bad dudes. We can head over there, and
This is a powerful organization, though.
Gavel's
concerned-
powerful itself.
That is certainly true. But I'm concerned about attempting to disrupt one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the nation, if I understand correctly.
I mean, this is probably just one of their offshoot branches causing problems here.
That's true.
We're not going up against the whole thing, just
That
a
is
few on the ground kind of agents.
And
Hopefully.
I suppose that if we were to disrupt something that the Atarian sort of establishment finds distasteful, that would certainly increase the reputation of the Gavel in the region.
God. We're gonna get the Gavel in trouble with the biggest crime organization in
It's fine. They're leaving in 2 days. We're leaving in 2 days. It
All
doesn't
right,
matter.
yeah. They're leaving the port in 2 days. Okay.
And it's not like Wisteria has friends among them anyway.
The boat gets there in 2 days, or a day from now. You guys are leaving in a week.
Christ.
Well,
Oh. All right. Well, I've got us this information. We can do with it what we please. We can always pivot.
I want to see. Is there actually any sign of who's the authority here? Like, is it like the Atarian military, or is there like a sort of port city guard, or who's in charge around here?
Definitely. So the Relican is run by a minor lord. So you do know it's not one of the great families, but it is run by the Vason family. There are a lot of people with their burying their crest. It is kind of like this, kind of almost like sickly, not sickly, but just like this pale green dragon upon their crest, kind of flying over a verdant field. And you see a lot of those people kind of going through. You see them going into ships, like inspecting them, and a lot of like the dragonborn and kobolds, even some of the humans, kind of bearing that crest.
Okay. I actually just had an idea. Can I just go start like chatting with one of them and just like talking to them like, it's always like just try to like look like I'm also like just commiserating with them about like the fact that like I also am like a military sailor, and just talk about like it's always so chaotic. It's hard to keep your eyes on everything going on at once, isn't it?
You see them kind of give me a diplomacy check.
Sure. Does this reply? I need to know. I need to look at it. Would this apply to pursue a lead?
Does that give a bonus to diplomacy?
It gives a bonus to anything related to your investigation, I think.
Perception check or skill check to attempt to get closer to answering the question at the heart of an active investigation.
Okay, then. Yeah, I think I'm just going to say it probably doesn't apply to this one directly, but it might apply to other things in the immediate future. So I'm just going to do diplomacy. Here we go.
1 second, I just typed BRB because I gotta be right back, but why did I speak as Beshnet?
You haven't clicked.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
No worries.
Be right back.
All right. Oh, what? That's not... I clicked. There we go. I'm not super great at these, but I am trained at least. Okay, not bad. Not terrible.
You can see this dragonborn grunt at you goes, "What do you want, sailor? You paid your taxes, you paid your tariffs to the Vesson family."
I am not currently moving any goods at the moment, so I don't have any to pay. Just myself here. I just look at all of this. He like sort of gestures at like the hundreds of people running back and forth and moving things and ships coming and going and all that stuff, and just like think, how do you keep control of all of it? I'm wondering if there's anything that a good citizen could do to assist you in keeping control of it.
You see he kind of grunts at you and goes, "If you're moving goods in, pay your goods, pay your tariffs. You want to help us hunt down some tariffs and give us some more gold to the Vesson family? You can help with that. People need to pay their due."
Good to know. I will keep that in mind. We're going to be spending some time here at the docks, so I expect there's a decent chance we will run into those who are trying to skirt the laws. I give him a quick little bow and just say, "Good day to you, sir."
You kind of see him look at you and goes, "You really want to do something good? And we're not going to pay you for it?"
You can pay me in reputation, perhaps.
If you do it discreetly.
We are quite good at discretion, I think you'll find. What do you need, friend?
Boat on the far harbor. You see him point to this boat. It looks like the most boring boat you've ever seen. Like, it looks like it is like not in great shape, not in bad shape. Medium size, dull, like brown paint. The flag is just like this little like ink quill on there. Like it looks very boring to look at. And he goes, "That there, a shin ship. We can't touch it. You go on there, you find the shit we know that's on there, you blow a whistle, we can come in, collect our due. You guys do a good deed.
Very well. Good to know. I like just to memorize where the ship is, and I'm prepared to clue in everybody else once I rejoin them. Consider it done. All right, and then I'm gonna, I think, just return to the group and point out the ship to everybody. Like, I believe we found our target. That ship
seems like a better lead than what I have. Let's. We have a whistle.
I don't have a whistle, but we can get the information back to them. From far away, I have a spyglass. Can I just examine the ship from far away? Try to see if I can see, are they currently coming in or are they about to leave?
They're docked.
Are they loading or unloading, I guess is the question I should ask.
Currently nobody going on or off.
Gotcha.
We know what they're looking for.
I should have asked that, but I forgot.
Maybe we can go back and ask that and get a whistle.
They're looking for either weapons, drugs, alcohol that has not been properly cared of.
Contraband.
Gotcha.
I mean, if they have anything on that ship, it'll be well hidden. Does there seem to be anyone who, whether clearly or maybe trying to be sneaky about it, is like keeping watch around the ship, whether on the ship or like on the dock nearby it, that might cause a problem if we just try to waltz right on?
Give me a perception check. So as you look around, you notice kind of like two beings paying pretty close attention. There's one, this kind of like gangly human with really pale skin that is just kind of like sitting on the dock near the ship. He's acting like he's reading kind of the Mokulan Times, but you do see he is paying pretty close attention to the ship. And kind of with your keen eye, you do notice what looks to be like a little gnome in the top of the ship's kind of mast.
Good to know. I look around at the group. Is anyone here particularly stealthy? No one? All right.
I mean, I could, at the very least, I think I could help to distract at least one of the folks on the dock while you guys get onto the ship.
I could head into the water and try to see if I see anything, maybe some secret hatches or get a closer look at least with.
Oh, I thought you could just turn into the wind and blow yourself onto the boat after what I saw there at the mess hall.
Can't do everything.
That would attract. I'm almost certain Tindarius could do that, but it would attract a lot of attention.
Lightning is no problem, but wind is a little trickier. I don't think we want lightning right now. But if I could do that, I wouldn't be on the beach log.
Touche. Chris, any ideas? Is Chris here still? Sorry, might have been Airbead.
That's really fair. Let me take a look underwater and see what I can do or what I can find. And I'll, from an area of the docks that's not within line of sight of the two people that I spotted, I'll dive into the water. I don't have like water breathing, but I do have a swim speed from Rachel. What was it? Yeah, so swim speed of 10 feet. So I'm not the fastest, but I can pretty comfortable in the water. And then I'll try to swim to either like under the dock itself or just keeping out of sight of those two people and get as close to the ship as I can and see if there's any other like alternate means of getting onto it besides the gangplank or anything else that catches my eye in that area.
Okay. Yeah, give me a perception check and a stealth check.
All right.
That's not great.
I'll use a hero point on the stealth check. No, but...
Fortunately, that was equally bad. Remember, stealth checks and perception checks are supposed to be secret, too.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
But with that, though, you kind of like you go through and swim, and you're a strong swimmer, but it's like a little bit slower than you are on land. You look kind of at the ship, and it's kind of like it's the bottom of a ship's hull. Like it doesn't like there's any kind of like any secret hatches or anything like that. You notice as you kind of go through this murky, dirty water, but you do hear a voice call out at you from the docks, and you hear, "Oi, what are you doing by our boat there, bird?"
I'll shout back saying, this tough-looking orc shoved me into the water, and I'm trying to find a way out. He's got like a soldier's uniform on, carries a rapier. Did you see him?
Give me a deception check.
I do miss being trained in every skill. Here we are.
Try to pull one over? Orc pushes you in the water and you swim around the boat? Come on, let me talk to you.
I will use my fledgling flight to fly out of the water up onto the dock.
How far? Sorry, while you're doing that, I just want to know, like, how far are we from this?
You guys are probably like other side of the dock, so not too far. You guys are probably about 30 feet away at the moment.
Okay.
Just looking inconspicuous.
This is the pale-skinned human that
That's right.
is talking to me. Yeah. I'll say look, I'm need to get back at him for what he did to me. So if you're gonna stand in my way, I'm just gonna push you aside.
He goes, "Cut the malarkey. We know that. You know who we're with. Why are you out here looking at our boat? Oi, oi!" He kind of calls out. You see the gnome kind of nod and blows a horn.
Oh.
What does Darius do? What does everybody do, actually?
Chris is just looking at this like, oh no. And is prepping their spells.
Could I hear that conversation that was happening just now from where we are?
Probably hear it faintly, yeah.
All right. Can I run in and grab Tindarius by the back of his jacket, clothing, whatever, and just act like I'm trying to beat the shit out of him? Like, just like grab him, like, I thought I told you to get out of here. I said I didn't want to see you again.
You definitely can. It's gonna be a deception check with a penalty since Tindarius already tried this route. So you
Can I-
with a minus.
Is there anything I can do to aid this?
That's what Ski's thinking.
I would come up alongside Rodin, and yeah, I would like also be supporting this lie. Like, hey, this son of a bitch, he's ours. Like, he's not yours, he's ours.
Perfect. So you give me a deception check. You know the aid rules. So you got to beat a DC 15.
No.
Chris is just hanging back, watching this, cracking open a coal and taking a sip to it.
In the dream.
Seeing how this one goes.
Holy crap.
Oh my goodness.
You're good at that.
Nice. So they'll crit succeed, so they'll give a +2 to Rodin's roll.
Right, so
Bring
then
it to
I
a
can
minus
just-
1.
Oh, it's a -1 then?
Mhm.
All right.
Just got kicked out. Anyone else get kicked out?
Okay.
No.
Nope.
Sorry, I'm trying to add in the -1 thing on the little screen.
Oh, it's so
It's
tough.
fighting me. That's whatever. Here we go. I believe in myself. Okay. 23 then.
You see, he looks at you, and you start to see people running up on the deck, and he goes, "What? Got him? Whatever you do, just get the fuck away from our boat. Get away. Get him twice for me, then. Don't push him in the water." He actually hands you a knife and says, "Do what you need to do."
So
Trust me,
That's
where we're
wild.
going,
He
I'm
hands
not
him a
going to
knife.
need that.
Well, if I see either one of you lot, he takes his knife back. You know. Then he puts it back. in his pocket.
I'm gonna give to Darius like good kick to the ribs. Like, no, we got this. We don't need your knife. It's gonna be like a strong kick to the ribs.
Oh no. And you had to do like a drop kick because you're like half of Darius's
I'm
height.
so
I think.
little, yeah, yeah. So I'm. There's a lot of momentum going to this.
I'm just I'm dragging him by part of his clothing and just away from here.
As you're like dragging me away and I'm like bruised from the kick, I'll shout out something like, and this is me like shouting to Rodon and Skis, the law will catch up to you, Yashin thugs, eventually.
Halt! These bastards are Ashin. What you know about the Ashin? Why are you talking about the Ashin? We can gut him for you, actually.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Um,
at this point, Chris has some stacks. It's like just shoveling popcorn into her mouth as she walks.
If he's threatening me now, I'm gonna turn to him and just like stand up to my full orcish height. Just say, "We can handle this."
What do
Back
you freebie?
off.
He's out here spouting nonsense, and Laddie over here is trying to kick him. Good knife, put him down. Doesn't say no more words he shouldn't be saying, you know.
I need this one. I said I can handle it. Back off.
Give me an intimidation check.
All right, here we go. I believe in myself. Yeah. Not bad.
You see him look and goes, "All right, if I hear about him spouting shit, and then he comes out of this mess alive, we're icing you, we're icing your little goblin pal, and we're plucking that dude's feathers. You got me?"
Not if I do it first. Strange that you seem so concerned about being called Yashin.
Strange you asking so many questions.
I
How
didn't
many
ask a
pe-
question.
how many people can we see on the boat after that horn was called?
3 people ran up.
So there's 3 people: the human and the gnome, or does that include the gnome?
3 people, the human and the gnome.
Okay. Well,
All right. I just say, I didn't ask a question. Merely making a statement. Seems odd that a legitimate businessman such as yourself would be so immediately offended by being called this name.
He can see like his face screw up for like a second, like as he's thinking. He kind of like see him pause for a moment. And he goes, Using a lot of big words there, fella. All I need to know is that you're leaving. I don't want to see your face again. And if I see your face again, he kind of taps the pocket he put his knife into. You know what it is.
Very well. All right. Hold on. What the heck am I doing? This is just Ryan taking a second. I can, because now I'm leaving, but I still want to get on this ship. That's the problem.
I don't know that we can at this point. Like, I don't know that.
We to pass by Chris at this point. Anyone from Squad B? If anyone were to, she just mentioned the fact. Damn, you normally have to pay for something to see something like this.
There's 5 of them, 4 of us. We kind of the small mission was to see if there was goods on the ship, which we won't be able to see right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to go through. I mean, we could always blow a whistle and just say it's there. The way that they're guarding it, it sounds like there's something to be guarded.
I think
Or we
they
could.
want
I have a
find specifically like where the goods are hidden.
Okay.
right.
Maybe we can try and snag this human and be like, come torture us with him, and then we'll interrogate him.
I think any bridges have been burned at this point with that particular guy.
I want to drag Tindarius away. But in the process, now that I'm a little closer to the ship, do I see any sort of like things stacked up nearby, like things that have obviously been taken off the ship and recently, things that are getting ready to be loaded onto the ship, perhaps? Like what's immediately around here, I guess is what I really want to know.
Right now, it's pretty clear around there. Like it looks like the ship's kind of recently docked, at least within the last few hours. The time you guys have been speaking to both the alcohol salesman, Lefty, as well as kind of going through and scouting, nothing's come on or off yet. So it's pretty clear at the moment, outside of like kind of the pale human keeping watch.
All right. And do I know of any particular symbols that the Yashin would use? It's Yashin? Ashin? Ashin, okay. That the Ashin use to identify themselves. Any like secret, I don't know, do they have a tattoo that they have on their wrists or something? Or like a particularly colored ring on their pinky finger or something like that?
Give me a recall knowledge check.
Sure. I should put this on my character sheet so it's easier to get to quickly, because I'm probably going to do it a lot.
Yeah, so you know, kind of with your knowledge, like these people probably aren't Ashin. One of the things you know from like just your studies, the Ashin are like a little bit insular at best, a little bit bigotous at worst. I should have pretty much all Dragonborn. They are usually kind of like the old Empire, first there. So you know these people probably aren't members of their ranks, but definitely they are probably part of their distribution, either bringing things in, bringing things out. You do know that the true Ashin, though, typically do have kind of a scar across the bottom of their hand. Looks like somebody may have cut their hand open as part of their ritual, but it's kind of like this faint line of a scar across the scales of their hand.
Good to know. All right, so as I drag Tindarius out of sight with skis in tow, as soon as we're like out of line of sight, I like pull him over into like an alleyway and just say, "All right, it was a good try."
Could have gone a little lighter with that kick there, Steve.
I did note, once I was able to get closer to them, I did note, I don't think those people were actually part of the Ashin. Most likely just part of their distribution.
How could you tell?
They have a distinct scar on their hand that none of those people have. At least not that I could see.
Well, the Ashin could own the police over here, and these guys could be some rival or some sort.
It's possible.
But-
It might
Sorry
be,
about that kick. I had to make it look real.
It might be time to pursue our. It might be time to pursue our other avenue of approach by just going to that warehouse that you found out about skis. The news would not have traveled between these two groups of people just yet, so we have a limited amount of time while we still have the cover of their lack of knowledge about us. As far as if we know their secret knock that you told us about, they have no reason to believe that we're not in with them.
Old Lefty sent us. We could start making our way to the abandoned warehouse with the painted black horse and the boarded up warehouse, I think.
The painted black dragon, but for sure.
Yes.
So yes, you guys are able to kind of reconfigure, leave the harbors behind. You see, till you faded from the view, the pale human kind of just definitely glared your way, but you're able to kind of double back and make your way towards this. It looks like almost like near dilapidated warehouse at the far edge of kind of the harbor district. You see like this faded black dragon upon its front. It's one of those ones you almost have to like look at it clearly to see if it's like for a bit it looks like a stain or almost like a sun faded spot, but looking at it you can kind of see like this real faded outline of a black dragon, and you see this pretty heavy wooden door at the front.
We need some sort of game plan. I can't just make these knocks. Like, do we want to let them know that these guys are in the harbor, potentially rat on them, or do we want to just go in there and try and find some intel that we can potentially bring back, or that we could use to maybe, like, again, make a name for the Gavel?
I have a suggestion. What if we're buyers? We're on our way out of town, and we're looking to get our hands on something. We know their secret knocks, so we have an in with them. They believe that we know who they are and have no reason to be suspicious of us. So what if we're just trying to get our hands on what are the kids smoking these days?
I've heard
that would probably get us some great stuff, but how is that going to help us with improving the Gavel's reputation?
I mean, if we can find out for certain that if we get evidence that they are selling this contraband, we can then report it to the local authorities.
I don't know that I trust the local authorities, but at this point, I think it's worth a shot. The more intel we can gather right now, the better. And, at the very least, maybe we could come back at another time and destroy the warehouse.
I don't think that will be necessarily. Hopefully anyway. But we shall see. Who among us do you think? I look around. Who here thinks they're a good liar?
I know for sure I'm not.
Let me check.
I can't. If someone helps me reach the door, I can do the knocking.
I got a big old +6 to deception.
I'll be right back.
You're good. I feel like
Chris
I'm
says +2.
probably gonna be the best at this.
Okay. And we can be your muscle.
Oh God, this is a problem.
We look
Why
like
should-
muscle, don't we?
I'm +9 deception, +11 intimidation, 9 performance, so 11 diplomacy.
Wow. All right. Well, I think you're going to have to be the one telling the lies. It's simple. We just want to buy whatever they've got, and we're looking to see the merchandise. That's all. We heard about this from old D.
Gotcha.
Keep everything simple. We don't need any complex lies, and if you give too many details, you will make yourself seem suspicious.
You hear that, Tindarius? You keep that salamander in your pocket, all right?
Look, all of those mistakes, none of those mistakes were Axolotl's fault.
I'll knock twice. I will wait. I will knock twice, and then I will kick.
You see a moment passes before like this big wooden door slides open, and you see like this dragonborn with like black scales and like this gaudy outfit on. Like it is most of Viteria usually kind of like muted colors. Like this thing is like gold, black, silver. Like this just robe is just like. He's got jewels on all of his hands. Rodin, you do notice as he puts kind of his, you see his hand on the door, and there is like a kind of a scar faded across the backs of his scales. And he goes, kind of looks at you guys, kind of like looking at all of you. Like goes, I haven't seen you before. What brings you there?
Well, you wouldn't have seen us. You wouldn't have seen us before. We've just arrived. Old Lefty sent us here, and we're here for some goods.
Kind of look at it, goes, Lefty, all right. Little cantankerous old bastard, but you're not, we gotta ask, you know, you're not affiliated with the Empire, the Terria, you're not affiliated with the Vason family, you're not gonna cause any trouble, right?
We're not causing any trouble. I just need something stronger than what that old man was hawking over there. That piss water he was hawking.
Give me a deception check. They got a +1 circumstance bonus.
I'm liking skis a lot.
You see, he nods and goes, all right. I mean, Lefty does serve piss water, but he makes a good profit. You lot come in, first time here, don't cause no ruckus. We'll be all right. Because we got our eye on you. But hey, you know where you're at. You know who this is. You know what we'll do. We trust you. Because we know what will happen. And with that, he opens the door the rest of the way and gestures for you guys to go in. You see like this, like on the outside, it's kind of weird. You didn't hear anything, but on the inside, you hear like this bustling market. You see like this warehouse has rows and rows of different like stalls set up. And then once he closes the door behind you and you realize you can't even hear the outside, the water or anything, the churning crowd behind you. And he goes, looking for something strong? What type of shit you looking for? We got booze, got some good Facian reds, a couple Cenarian whites. Hey, we even got some bubbly from Lumos. Unless you're looking for something a little stronger than that.
We heard about some arc over here around this part of the nation.
Ooh, you're looking for that arc, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Got a little bit of that. You want to be stronger than you ever been strong before?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, right this way. He starts to lead you down through these kind of rows, and like as you pass, you see kind of a lot of just goods trading place. One of the biggest things you see like this man in like black robes, and you see he bears kind of the gilded symbol of Kyrenius, and he is like hawking guns. You see like guns, like he has like rows upon rows of like pistols, rifles, and all of that, and gold changing hands as you pass them. You see others that are kind of hawking different kind of luxury items, booze, everything, all kind of in between, everything that would be taxed pretty heavily, but being sold at a profit here. One of the things that catches your eyes though, as you all go past, you see like this human with like another dragonborn, kind of an equally gaudy outfit. This one, he's got like pale green scales, and he is wearing like this gaudy emerald, like looking like almost like they took like a fur of some animal and like dyed it emerald, and he is like walking around with it. He is hauling this human through, and you see this human is just like going, hey, no, I didn't steal nothing. I didn't steal nothing. It's fine. It's fine. Everybody give me a perception check as he speaks.
Is it secret?
Secret, yeah.
Okay.
Secret. I'm sorry, I'm trying.
Of course.
I always have trouble percepting where to find this.
Oh, so she's on the left-hand side of your screen, like in the middle-ish, right?
In the red, like banner underneath your AC.
Ah, sorry.
Norse. Rodin, you notice as this human speaks, you see something you kind of recognize a little bit. As his tongue comes out, you see like this almost tattooed or maybe burned or whatever it may be. Somehow they got this on their tongue. You see the mark of Shinzo Z on this human's mouth as he kind of says, "It wasn't me."
So in other words, it was indeed him.
Almost certainly he did do it. All right. I would just want to like watch where that guy. You said he's being taken somewhere by the emerald dressed person.
Yeah, so you see the kind of that pale skin, green skinned dragon with the emerald fur. He is dragging him out toward the back of the warehouse.
Okay. Can I keep an eye on like where they end up, like and follow them, like where they go?
Definitely.
No.
You guys
All right. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Perfect. Because you guys are kind of heading towards like the back of the warehouse as well, and you guys are almost keeping pace. Well, they're ahead of you for a while, but you're almost keeping pace with them. And this guy is kind of like pitifully playing, like, "Wasn't me. No, I didn't do it. I wouldn't do that. You know, I know who you all are. I wouldn't do this to you. I wouldn't do it to you." As he kind of just pleading as he goes through, but eventually the one that let you all in brings you to this vendor. You see like this dwarven man. He's got kind of a scar across his face, kind of a real pale look to him, with kind of like these keen but like cold eyes. He looks at you all as you all approach, and you start to see the dragonborn that has this human in grips is heading to a room in the back. What do you guys do?
So how many people are in this area right now? Are we still in like a bustling market, or is this like a bit more private?
Still a bustling market. You guys are towards like the back of this area though, so still like a decent amount of people around, but not as crowded as near the front.
I don't mean to undercut the tone, but this distinctly reminds me of the time that in SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs was pulling SpongeBob into the back, and he's just shouting, "I want to live!" He burst open for just a second longer. "I want to live!" before being dragged in.
I'm pretty familiar with Tindarius. Do I know Tindarius is stealthy?
Tindarius is not stealthy. I mean, you saw what I just tried in the water.
True, that's yeah, we saw earlier. Okay.
Flopping around like a fish down there. Just kidding.
I am.
I can just do a distraction.
That's true. How about you three speak to the merchant, and then I want to like see if I can sneakily sort of blend in with the crowd and follow where this person's being taken.
I like that.
Perfect. So you see this kind of older dwarf, just good looks, goes, "You like want some arc? You want to be strong? I seen a man on arc fought off 3 Atarian legionnaires, came out unscathed, beat him down. You look like you fight, but you never fought on arc before."
I just like look down at Skis and say, "Get some for me. I'm gonna keep looking around, and I'm gonna peel off and try to casually follow along where this other person's being taken." But
Yeah. I don't know if your arc is stronger than my friend's absinthe that he's brewed back here. I've heard really good things about this arc. I know it does some crazy things, but so does this absinthe. It'll have you seeing some things. It'll have you up in the sky.
He goes, you can see things, but I'd rather be able to hit things and have them move real far. You know what I mean? If you just get a good couple hits of this, you gotta hit something and make it go to the moon if you hit it right.
This absinthe will make you go to the moon if you hit it right, my friend.
Skis, give me a deception check, or give me a diplomacy. There's a choice: diplomacy, deception. Roden, give me a stealth check.
Is there anything Chris can do to try and aid that? Perhaps with a medicine check, talking about some of the ingredients in her brew.
Give it a go. I mean, he did crit on this one already.
Oh shit! I did not see that. Holy, you know, I don't think he. Oh, what?
Yeah, let's do it, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
Let's
you're able to crit on that as well. So you had an extra 2 to that, bring that to 33. You see this dwarf lean back and go, "Well, shit. I mean, can I get a taste? I mean, I can get you a little bit of art."
Yeah, I mean, you try this absinthe and you let us know if it's worth a little bit of arc. So I'll ask like Chris to like pour out some of the absinthe that maybe
Chris
you
will
prepared?
pour it out.
Perfect. Let's take one of your other brews for this one. But he goes,
This
"All
one
right."
will be the healing potion, which is the best quality one I got. Specifically, it's a moderate heal. Not moderate. What's the second level one called again? Well, I look for it on my sheet because it's written out.
Weird. I'm blanking on it right now, though.
Oh, here it is. It is. Shoot, it's lesser. That's it. Yep, this one's the lesser healing potion.
You see, he gulps it down. He goes, "That was good. That was good. I mean, I'll let you get a little bit of art for it. But I mean, it's one little hit. One little hit. You want to try it right now? I mean, this ain't gonna change your life."
If it's life changing, I need to save it for when we're gonna need it in our next fight. So yeah, you give us that hit, and then we'll be on our way right now. We'll be back for more if it does what you say it does.
I mean, I tried yours. You gotta try mine. I mean, if y'all buy a little of your absinthe, you buy some of this arc. Roden, as they're having that conversation, you start to kind of try to blend into the crowd. You start to follow where they are leading this human who's still calling out. Like, he initially started out like with saying it wasn't me, saying he didn't do it. Now he's like playing like, "I've got a family, like I've got so much to live for. Just let me go." And like as like his pleading is starting to turn to kind of mumbles. But as like you kind of move through the crowd and they get towards this back door, what do you do that causes some notice to go your way? And it's unfortunate. It's a crit fail, I'll say. So it's what do you do to cause a bit of notice to go your way?
Right. Well, Roden is wearing armor that is quite loud. And like noisy. I think the trait is called noisy. And so the person, the Dragonborn has probably been hearing a lot of jingling for the past few minutes. And as we get further and further away from like a loud crowd, it becomes more and more obvious, I think. And I think perhaps I like just bump into somebody like as I'm so focused on like what's going on ahead of me, and somebody like that person is just like, "Hey, get out of me way," or something like that, and that draws eyes in my direction.
You see eyes draw to your direction. You see like this dragonborn in this loud emerald cloak kind of starts to look back your way, and as he does, two things happen in very quick succession. You see like this man that had that mark of Shinzo. He'd been muttering for the last little bit, like he'd stopped shouting things, and you hear his muttering kind of intensify. And you hear like the last words are not a mutter, but they're kind of out loud very clearly. You hear, "All I have I give to Shinzo Z." As he says that, the shadows begin to swirl around him, and you see this guy's like, he's a scrawny dude. Like he was like, I pretty much, he's averagely built, but definitely not like somebody he's averagely built in a fantasy world. So he's not really somebody that could have like done too much. Like this Dragonborn was pretty effortlessly hauling him away. But you see as the shadows swirl, he gets a little bit bigger, and you see like he is able to like shrug off this Dragonborn, and you see shadows begin to just burst from him. His eyes begin to glow, and his voice takes like this, it had almost a little whiny tinge to it before, but now it almost has like this amplified quality to it. He goes, "I can do whatever I want. I can do anything." And you see he like bashes this Dragonborn, knocks him clean out. And you see he is just almost tweaking a bit as you see him, these shadows swirling around him. Rodin, what do you do?
Immediately, like seeing a fight happening, Rodin would draw his weapon, not necessarily, and just kind of like hold it up in front of him and like not necessarily point it out, because there's like probably people around, like this probably a pretty crowded place. What are like people noticing this, or like is like the crowd like how is the crowd reacting to this happening?
Definitely people notice, and for a while, like for the first time it had, like when he like started talking and mumbling and said Shinzo Z, people kind of just kind of looked at him like a little weird, but they kind of just thought it was like he was trying to do anything to survive. But when he like gets up, you see the shadows explode around him and just knocks out one of the Ashin. People start panicking. A lot of them start to run. Some try to steal some shit as they go. Others just try to get out of Dodge. You see the merchants trying to fight for their goods. But you do see a bit of chaos erupting.
Mm-hmm. Am I in earshot of the rest of Squad B? Do you think?
Yeah. If you yell, it would definitely hear you.
I think I would draw my weapon, shout out to, like, call out to in a way that is perhaps like maybe not obvious what this means to anybody else, but I would just say Squad B, and then I would just do the dumb thing and try to subdue this person.
Oh.
Perfect.
Oh,
Let me get us on the map then.
oh Christ.
All
Oh
right.
goodness me. I remember these.
I mean, if we take care of this person and get in the good graces of the Ashen, then that's sort of what they asked for, right?
Out of
Yeah.
character, maybe we've been thinking about this the wrong way. Maybe
Sure.
instead of trying to crack down on the Ashen to get the Gavels some glory, what if we made relations with the Ashen?
Maybe if we become Ashin.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe
Yeah,
we leave the gavel.
Yeah,
and just
fuck
join
the
Ashen
gavel.
instead.
No, I
Well,
mean, like,
Spirit does have a decent or somewhat decent relationship with the Asher.
Yeah. Let's
I know,
join
just, like, help
forces.
out the Ashen for the Gavels.
Hey,
Uh,
you're right.
That,
It can't
that
hurt.
person that was just punched really hard is very clearly somebody important and powerful, and I want them to like me.
Perfect. Let me get this map up. We'll throw you all into initiative.
What can I snag arc before this fight.
Wait, like to take it?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Coked out goblin, let's go.
Definitely give me. I'll let you do a sleight of hand check before initiative goes. You can see.
I was offering a little, but
Wait a second.
I'll.
Why would it be? I just realized something. Why would it be sleight of hand? We were directly offered this, and now a fight's kicking out.
Oh, true. Yeah, you guys do have one dose. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is. Damn.
But I think he said he was trying to get more.
I mean, if anyone else wants more, then I would try and swipe it. I'm decent at thievery, but I'm gonna take some. I'm gonna fucking.
I want some drugs.
I don't think anyone else would. I'm curious to see what this does.
Me too.
Hell, I probably wouldn't do it with Chris, but like, if anyone wants to bring a crafting character, choose a different kind of coke, depending on how this goes.
Good lord.
Perfect.
This B squad is trouble.
Somehow more immoral and chaotic than the proper.
How far away is Rodan from the rest of us?
About. Let me pull it on the map. I think it's about 30 feet.
Okay. Well, as we roll initiative, everybody except him hears the rumble of thunder as you. I have a premonition about the impending danger and warn my allies. So everyone gets a +2 to the initiative roll and 2 temporary hit points.
Jeez.
But I become curse-bound as wind kicks up around me and impedes. Oh, and electricity kind of crackles in a way, so I have electricity vulnerability.
Jesus.
Perfect.
Here.
Heck yeah.
So you guys should be able to see the map now.
Yep.
I see it.
Perfect.
Jeez.
Everybody roll me initiative.
Let's see, let me add that to status.
Can you point out on the map where that the Dragonborn ended up after being thrown? Where they just completely
yeah. Let me throw him in. Yeah.
Is there anything that would be better for me to do initiative for? Probably not. Let's just do this. Dang.
Tegan, I think I know the answer. But how does Kosir look upon hard drug use?
Doesn't really. I mean, if you're like a pleasant drug user and like not really using crazy, like as long as you're not doing things that like are crazy or harmful to you, and you're pleasant, pretty much the same way he views alcohol.
I was asking this in the kind of context of Ark.
Well, probably haven't heard him talk about Ark. Ark's fairly new.
Oh, okay. We'll see how this goes.
Again, I'm gonna do the after you, which automatically gives me panache, but it makes me go last. But I don't know, like if I need to roll initiative still to be on the map or something. You let me know what's best there.
Oh yeah, just roll it. I'll tweak it for you.
Okay. God, that's it.
Yeah, so you see the green dragonborn like right behind them. And Chris, don't forget to roll initiative.
I was about to say I did, and then I realized you weren't talking to me.
I know, it's gonna be tough.
Oh no, I already rolled initiative. I got a 21. Also, sorry yet again for me being a dumbass, naming my character your name.
Oh,
Okay,
I may have to click it in the thing, but I'll add that in for you.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I rolled a perception check, not initiative. Fool that I was.
No worries.
But again, to reiterate, because I don't think I said this actually on stream, I wanted to name my character I realized, oh, we got a player named Chris. I shouldn't do that. What did I name my character then? And while looking at the daggers, I saw, oh, is that a weapon called Chris? That sounds like a cool name.
Right.
For
So you're saying you named your character Chris twice?
No, I didn't pick up on it until like an hour before session. What I did. By that time, everything was already in place.
Perfect. Well, you guys are up. First up, Chris, you actually are first.
Oh, wow. That's pretty solid. So, let's see here. Let me zoom out a little bit to measure. Dang it. Let me try it from here. There we go. Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty long ways to get there.
I'll give you some movement speed on my turn.
Heck yeah. So, let's see here. First things first. Spells. Going to go with first one's up. Bless or benediction? Benediction. Benediction! 2 actions for a 15-foot emanation of +1 AC.
Nice.
Status bonus in particular. Alright, and then from there, Chris actually has a 30-foot movement. I took fleet. So let me measure out exactly how I want to do this. And gonna move up a decent bit here. Let me double check that was right. Yep. So trying to get into range of combat, and let's see, anything else that I can do? Which one did I pick? Phase familiar. Dang. So yeah, that will be the turn.
Perfect. How does it all look for Chris, too?
So basically, as said before, that kind of celebratory aura that Kosir had is something that Chris is trying to emulate. So as she is striding forward, she's trying to calm down the situation, kind of like, can't we settle this over a pint? Holding up the beer mug, while her familiar seems to be drawing magic around and making this aura where everything seems just a bit easier.
Nice. Darius, you're up.
All right, so first off, I'm going to channel elements as I conjure up a storm around me. And then I will use 4 winds, allowing myself, Skis, and Chris to all stride up to half your speed.
And
Oh, wow.
Chris is 30.
Wow.
Going, she can go 15.
Is that? Do I move now?
Yeah, right now you move.
15 feet?
Yep.
Sick.
And that's my turn.
Perfect. How's it all look?
So I kind of wave my hand around and sort of wind starts swirling around me, and there's the faint sound of crackling thunder and rainfall as the wind suddenly gushes out from me and lifts up myself, Skis, and Chris and pushes us all forward towards the combat. And I say, we got to help out Rodan.
Nice. You guys feel the winds looking around you, pulling you guys in closer. And Rodan, you're up. Actually, no, sorry. I skipped one guy. You see, like this man, as he walks, the shadows almost seem to envelop his skin. His eyes just continue to go through, just flickering with that I can do anything like energy upon him. You see, he already like smashed this guy once, and you see kind of like the remnants of that smash. But you see, he once again goes and he pounds down on this poor man, trying to hit one more time, just really just lost in his own
Jesus.
rage. It's not the most clean, but with this guy unconscious, he lands the blow, and you see him smash into the guy. You see him try to grab. Oh, well, he's knocked unconscious. So I think. Oh, grapple still do have a so you'd still make the athletics. He now won, surprisingly.
Holy shit.
Trying to grab this guy, but you just see kind of his eyes wild as he's just going to punch down once again.
No.
Bashing into this guy, critical hit, and you see he just smashes. Like first hit, he kind of like bashed into the guy's face. You saw shadows strike him. You see the second hit, he goes right for the face again and just goes clean through this guy's head.
Oh, he's dead?
Oh no.
Critical hit.
Oh. Okay, so I have something and it's not going to work, but I want to throw it out there just in case. Phase familiar. It's for my familiar, but it resistance to the damage.
Oof.
No.
Because you said what is it? Oh, for reaction. So yeah, it's not damage, unfortunately. It's not.
Yeah.
Rodin, you are up.
All right. I guess I'm just going to. My plan was to try to grab and subdue this guy, so I'm going to stick with that plan, I think. So first thing I'm going to do is devise ein Stratagem.
Aren't there...
Oh, wait, I have to target. Forgot. A natural 20? Oh, boy. I am excited. So I am going to stride on forward, and then I am going to do a combat grab, which just means that I get to strike, and if I hit, I automatically grab him. And
Perfect.
Because it is a automatic crit, I'm gonna go absolutely nuts on this guy.
Holy shit. That's 2 nat 20s in a row.
No,
No,
it's the same one. Yeah.
It takes
okay.
nat 20 automatically. All right. So I rush in and just like as he's like in the process of like smashing down on the Dragonborn, I'm just rushing up behind it and aim directly for its Achilles tendon in the back and just like slash out at it, doing a whole bunch of damage. And then as it like recoils from the pain, I want to just reach up and grab him by the back of his neck with my other hand. So that is that's 2 actions so far. My third action is going to be...
I think that's 3.
Because I devised a stratagem. I used the strode combat grab. Yep, that's 3. My bad. All right, that's the end of my turn then.
Perfect.
And just a quick question before. Did this guy like he physically got larger when he did that as well?
You said like not so much larger, but you just seems like he didn't grow so much. Like it seemed like his muscles seemed to bulge out. His eyes seemed to bulge out. The shadows around him the shadows for certain grew larger. He just seems like he's almost definitely just enhanced by it rather than grown larger from it.
All right, so as I grab him by the back of the neck and just try to like yank him backwards, I'm just gonna call out to him, try to like appeal to whatever reason he might have left in him, like, you don't want to throw your life away. You can do whatever you want, but maybe you don't want to do this. And that's the end of my turn.
Perfect. You see this shadow slink through, and as you see, like it comes into focus, like this being, its tendrils are just kind of arrayed around it. It has like almost this imitation smile that you saw in the portal yesterday with Shinzo Z, this Cheshire grin, though it definitely seems to fall flat compared to the original that you saw it with earlier. But you see it slink up behind you, and you see like this hand come materialize out of the shadow and take a swipe at you. You'll critically hit, unfortunately.
Ooh, dang. Ow.
And it's going to use its final action to try to steal your shadow.
What?
So you hit. There's no crit thing, luckily for this one. So as he steals your shadow, you start to feel a little weaker, just a little more enfeebled. As he starts to pull away at the essence of your being. This shadow looks at you in your eyes, just this Cheshire grin upon its face. And you almost hear, or you feel rather than hear, "Isn't this fun?" in your head.
Oh boy. Shouldn't he have taken double 17 damage? Because I crit?
What? You already doubled it, didn't you?
Don't think so. It's...
Did you hit crit?
You know what? I didn't. No, I didn't. I just fully missed the button. My bad. I don't think so. Because I rolled 2d6 plus 2 plus 1d6, which I think is the normal damage it would be doing.
Oh, perfect. So whenever you roll a crit, there's like a damage and then a critical. Make sure you hit the critical.
Yeah, yep, that's definitely there. Yep, I see it now. Just wasn't paying attention. My bad.
No worries, yeah. Sweet. That'd be 34. Perfect. He is actually looking pretty rough. Alright. So the Shadow Drake is up. You see like this little baby dragon almost emerge from the shadows, just squawking with this gleeful expression as it comes into being. And you see it is going to fly up and move towards the group over here, just flapping its little wings. And you see it look towards you, and you see it haul back its head, and you see these shadows begin to emerge from its mouth, and it just hauls out and breathes this little burst. You see it start to float towards Typhonius, wow, sorry, I blanked on his name.
Tindarius.
Tindarius, as well as Skeeve. So give me a DC 18 reflex save versus 3d6 cold.
Oh.
So Skeeve, you will save, you'll take half damage. Darius, you will fail, taking 17. Okay. And he will not be able to do that for a very long time. Please, you're up.
Okay, this is my first time ever doing a turn as a swashbuckler.
All right.
But I have panache because I opted to go last, and my speed's 35 feet right now.
Ooh.
Perfect. Where are you heading?
I don't know. I gotta figure this out.
With 35 feet, you could reach the Shadow Drake within one speed or with one move.
Okay,
Uh,
let's do that then. Because I don't know if I want to. I feel like maybe I should though. You've got one of these guys grappled. It would take me 2 turns to go there, and then I could hit him once.
I've got this one grappled.
if you delay until after my turn, I'll do another 4 wins and push you another 15 feet. But that's might not be enough to get you there.
I don't think you can delay at the end of the round.
I
Oh,
would be I would be over here too. I think I'm gonna attack the. Well, how's your health looking? How do I see if like Will's been beat up at all?
I've lost half my health from that hit,
Yeah.
but it was a crit, so it's like he's not normally gonna do that much damage. Hopefully,
Yeah, I feel bad though, so I'm gonna run down there. My guy, that's my old man, dude. You know. So, I'm sorry. So is the guy to your north or south the one that you've got grappled?
this one is the one I have grappled.
Okay, so I'm
Big
not gonna
scary
hit.
guy.
I'm not gonna hit him, or should I?
I don't know if
Grapple
you
does
can,
make it easier to hit.
but I don't know if you can reach him.
Oh yeah, so you got to move a lot for that.
I mean it would be 2 actions, and I've got 35. I guess I would have to move here then. 2 actions to move here.
All right.
Is that all right, Tegan?
Oh yeah, you got the move for it. Go for it.
Yeah, that's I think where you could get.
Okay. I guess at this point I'm just gonna. I gotta go for it, man. Can I do a finisher right off the rip?
I've not really read Swashbuckler too much. What do you have? I think you've got Pandemonium. I think you can do a finisher. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So my hatchet is drawn. I sprint down here and I see my old friend getting beat up a little bit, and I target the guy he has grappled. Oh, sorry. Let me just target him.
This is the guy that's grappled right here.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Target him. And I'm going to use my finisher, which is, I think, already added. Somehow.
So I think if I have to pull up your sheet, I think it's like at the top of the act, kind of like you say.
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah. I got it checked. It's just not adding much, but
Ah,
Have you used
Did
your
I not hit?
Have you used your hero point?
no, I think I'm gonna though.
I would.
Sorry.
Yeah, you got it.
I've got two different strikes here. My first one says strike is 9, and then the other one's plus 11. I don't know why there's 2 different strikes on my hatchet, but yeah. I'm gonna do the plus 11.
oh dang!
I don't know why. All right, crit damage.
Get him.
it looks like the +9 is using strength and the +11 is using dex.
Okay, so I would always use dex because I'm. Okay, that's probably because the weapon that I have.
Well, maybe because due to panache. Oh no, because never mind. It's a finesse weapon. You're good. Is
Yeah.
that finesse?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. You're good.
Okay. So yeah, 20 damage. So yeah, I'm sprinting down there and like maybe I do like a slide, and then like as I'm sliding, I like use my axe and I kind of chop up on him.
Perfect. How does it look? Okay, this will finish him. How does this look?
Oh, okay. So yeah, like there's this like sprint, and like he's going so fast, and like yeah, he just like slides in and then just like kind of slides under this guy and Rodin has him like grappled, and I just like I'll like slide in and then I'll just like nail him right in his spine, and then he's just like done, and then like Rodin can just like drop him out of his hands and he falls.
You hear him kind of mutter out with his last breath, "But I could do anything." And then as you like see that, you start to see his flesh start to molt, and you start to see fire springing out of his body, and you hear
Christ.
a deep chuckle in the background that's just almost
dear.
self-satisfied laughing. So everybody within a 10-foot emanation, let me throw that out there. I think that's...
Does the other shadow monster have to do it too?
It does. Yeah, that's everybody there. So everybody give me a DC 15 reflex saving throw. Oh, the shadow's going to curse succeed.
Dang. Believe in myself.
Succeed?
Sorry, what's the?
Reflex.
Yeah.
Perfect. You guys will both succeed, so you just take 9 damage as this thing goes up in a blaze. Just fire erupting from it, this chuckle, just laughing through. That seems to reverberate around. And you see as this explosion goes off, the shadow is just chuckling behind you, this plastered on Cheshire grin leaking through. But with that, Chris, you're back at.
Oh, sorry, I've been muted. All right. So, gonna try that. Actually, you know what? I'll delay my turn until after Dairy. Fuck, I'm sorry. The name is. I saw the name.
Tindarius.
Yeah.
Sinitis.
Oh,
Perfect. Well, Darius, you are up.
Alrighty. So first thing I'm going to do is another 4 wins. This time just me and Chris. So we each get to move half our speed. And then I will. So it's 2 actions, and then my third action. 35. I'm going to do a elemental blast of air on the Shadow Drake. And let's see. Okay, range attack. Hey.
Nice.
A
Damage.
oh, nice.
Finish. What is? All right. For 18. I mean, it's elemental blast air, but it's a lightning damage. So he sends a small bolt of lightning from his hands that rockets towards the Shadow Drake.
Perfect. You blast into. Did you do the right damage one for this one? Version?
Oh, I did do the 2 action version, so that should actually just be 10 damage. Because I only had 1 action to spend.
Perfect. He is still bloodied from that. How's it all look?
Yeah, so the wind continues to carry myself and Chris forward, but Skis outran it. And as the wind comes forward, I raise up a hand, and a lightning kind of goes down my arm and then shoots out, striking the Shadow Drake with a burst of wind behind it.
Perfect. You see it recoil as the lightning rolls through it, almost receding for a bit before flickering back into place. Definitely almost seeming to come in and out of existence as that blast goes off. All right. Rodin, you're up.
Oh wait, isn't it my turn?
Oh, sorry, I skipped you. Yeah, Chris, you're up.
All right.
He didn't warn me. I was ready.
First things first. Second level heal, 2 actions to Ronan.
Thank you very much.
Versus living. Roll healing. roll. 27 HP be upon thee.
Holy!
Nice.
Thank you very much.
We're not done yet. By continuing to stride forward, not only can Chris get into position to flank the shadow, but now you have +1 AC.
Yeah.
The both of you.
Sure, bud.
And that's going to be Chris's turn.
All right. Roden, you're up.
All right.
Right.
Well, now we have this thing flanked. It's like, so he's just gonna call out to Chris. Good maneuvering. And then I would like to. I'm gonna do something just for fun. First, I'm going to activate distracting duelists. It just means that skis, if you want to bonmo or demoralize or feint against this creature, then I will automatically be able to aid you with it. Doesn't do anything right this second because I could have just aided you, but it means it lasts for future turns as well.
Sure.
And then I would like to let's devise a stratagem against this creature and try to examine it a little bit. And I'm going to do some things that I forgot to do last time. 17. Great. I also have the ability that lets me automatically recall knowledge against a creature that I use devise a stratagem against, just like Wisteria has. So I'm going to do that as well, because I forgot last time, and I just want to know some stuff about him. Recall knowledge. Oh, and I should tell you what I'm asking you. I would like to know if it has any resistances.
Unfortunately, this shadow's hard for you to read.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm still just gonna go ahead and use the roll that I got. And since we already have it flanked, I don't feel like I don't feel the need to grab it or anything like that. So I'm just gonna give him a big old stab. So Rodin turning around after the creature was knocked it down by skis, he's gonna turn and face this other little monster. He was kind of hoping to grab that other guy alive, but hey, what's done is done. And this thing is like a little scary monster thing, and this needs to be killed. So I'm just gonna give him a good poke with the crit.
Nice.
All right, so strategic strike. Oh, and it's deadly. Oh, I do so much damage on a crit. Holy crap.
Perfect. You slash into it. It seems like it almost resists you a bit as like its own shadowy nature comes into bear, but that definitely hurt it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I have another ability. Is it this? No, it is this. Whenever I hit an enemy, when I use devise a stratagem, I get a little piece of information that you get to decide what you can tell me. So you can tell me a weakness, which weakness is highest, which resistance is highest, what saving throw is lowest, or what immunity it has. So you get to choose. You can determine randomly or whatever you want.
Cool.
What do I learn from this attack?
You realize that these things are quick. They've got a strong will, but they're not very fortitude. They don't really have a strong fortitude behind them. That's their weakest save. Kind of the weakest thing about them that you've noticed as you slash into them. Not really made for a long drag-out fight.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm just going to call out to Chris. These things aren't tough. Or actually, I probably would be calling it out to Tin because I know that Tin has like magic blasts and stuff. And so I don't know. Maybe Tin has a fortitude save thing. I don't know. We'll see. So that was devise a stratagem and then strike. That's 2 actions. My third action is going to be
I think you did the forum thing too, the distracting duelist.
distracting. Oh, I did do that. You're absolutely right. So that's 3 actions. Okay, that's my turn.
All right. The shadow is up. You can see some of its ichor kind of leaking from its shadowy figure, but you do see it continues its assault upon Rodon, still trying to steal your shadow. He slashes once, slashes twice.
Ow.
I feel like some
Oh, oof. All right, so crit on the first one, hit on the second one, and he is going to steal your shadow, bringing you up to enfeebled 2.
Luckily, Rodon was just healed for that exact amount earlier.
And do I get to know like how long this effect lasts on me?
So you wouldn't know intrinsically, but out of game, you know it lasts. It decreases by 1 every hour.
Every hour. Oh dang. Okay.
Yeah.
So Rodin is looking weaker and weaker as this thing pulls his strength out of him. Luckily, I don't actually use my strength to do my stuff usually.
Skis, what are you doing?
Sorry, I didn't. I was just seeing what reaction I had. I don't
Okay,
think I can do anything here.
Yeah. I saw critically. I didn't read the fail part. I'm like, okay, I didn't think you could hit somebody with
no.
a crit. But yeah,
Oh, my bad.
no worries. I thought it looked pretty sick. But all right, Shadow Drake is up. It's got 60-foot flight. Oh yeah, I could easily get to Darius. You see this Shadow Drake that you bloodied up earlier float your way, and you see it's going to unleash its very mini draconic frenzy upon you. So that it gets to make a bite into tail strikes. So you see it just riding up, jaws come sinking out of the shadows towards you. It lashes with its tail, lashes again with its tail. The first bite lands, biting into your flesh. The tail batters your ribs. Let's see how much damage it does. So 16 damage total as it unleashes the full strength of its mini draconic fury against you, the shadows dancing as it strikes and laughter calling out as it hits. Keys, you're up.
Oh, there's one more thing I should point out. From when I was doing my attacks, what is it? Whenever I... Is it this? I think it's from my empiricism methodology. Maybe not. Just continue and I'll find it. Sorry.
All right, Keys, you're up.
I think you get a +1 to your attack on this guy, but I'm going to verify that first before I 100% say so.
Okay. I'm going to begin with a bon mot to attempt to regain my panache. So I'll say something clever. You're just an ink stain on the blot of my pen.
Fair enough.
That's,
I can use a reaction to give a bonus to that, I think. Or the aid. Actually, I've never used aid in combat, so I don't super know how it works. Is it just
Skis
the same way as
hasn't
Alan
taken
combat?
his drugs yet.
What's that?
I've been taking my.
The Skis hasn't taken the arc yet.
Nope.
Oh, is Keys taking drugs?
I feel like I'm saving it at this point because I feel like I would have taken it already if I was gonna.
All right. Be a little awkward to bring it on the boat with Belric, but you could definitely say that.
Belric doesn't even know.
So give me a diplomacy check versus the. I think if you click on your macro, it should have Bon Mot in there too.
Yeah. Let's see it. My macro, which is odd.
It may not be there, but if you do this diplomacy check, we can check that against this thing. I thought it was in there, but maybe not.
I don't think it's a like in the macro list, but it should be on your character sheet under the encounter like actions list, I think.
Oh, it is. Yeah, so if you go to like the action icon, it's your top one.
I roll it? Oh. There we go. Thank you.
Nice. And against the shadow, that will. That'll actually crit succeed.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I don't know what that does, but it's probably good, right?
So it is a, I think -3? Yeah, -3 status penalty with a crit success.
And he
To
will save
saving
yes.
throws. Yep.
All right, and then I get my panache.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, this is like so new to me, like adding all these buffs and stuff.
Yeah, no worries.
I add effect. I don't know I don't know the best way of adding this.
If you click that, like, if you could drag the panache thing over to your sheet, like, do your character from there, probably be.
Yeah, when I drag it, it says.
Already on there. You're good.
Okay. All right, so Bon Mot, panache, and now screw it, finisher.
Oof. Unfortunately, the creature is able to just narrowly evade your blade.
Okay, so my last action is going to be one for all. So I'm gonna say I couldn't do it, but you can, old man. And then I'm going to try to aid Rodin in his next endeavor. And I think I
Sweet.
roll a diplomacy for that now.
Yep.
Perfect. Sweet. We're giving him a +1 to his next roll.
Sweet.
Cool.
That's my turn.
And you gain panache. Or regain
I got it back, baby. Thank you.
Darius, you're up.
Alrighty, I'm going to start with a one action water. Well, change it to. So I'm going to do bludgeoning damage as like I kind of conjure up like a wave of water that smashes into the shadow drake.
All right.
I'm just doing a one action for this. Then
You see the shadow kind of just maneuver around the water.
I'm gonna use a hero point on that.
You're pointed up.
There we go. Okay, turn off the 2-action setting, but I do get my strength bonus because I'm in melee.
Yep.
So that's 7. And then my other 2 actions, I'm going to do a lightning dash. So let's see if I can put this down. As I dash forward with lightning, and it makes a reflex save. Let's see. It's 2d12. As much as I was hoping for, but that's all right. 30-foot line. And then that is an overflow, so I lose my kinetic aura. And that's my turn.
Definitely, it looks rough from the battering on that side, but you see the shadow just clinging on. But how does that lightning and water look as you unleash it?
So this, like, he kind of lifts up his arms as a wave of water comes up from beneath the floorboards and crashes into the shadow drake, kind of knocking it back a step. And as the water falls down, there's just a bolt of lightning across that fries some of the fish in these little
Nice.
and it smells delicious as I reappear in my normal form on the other side of these boxes.
I love it.
The smell of cooked fish fills the air. Some it may smell delicious, others may sound like somebody put fish in the microwave. Pick your poison. Fritz, you are up.
All right. Feel like this one's going to be a bit of an easy turn, all things considered. I cast my second heal at 2nd level.
Hey!
Versus living, 2 actions, roll healing, and to Rodin.
Nice. Your heals were pretty solid so far.
Holy cow, yeah. These are
Good.
huge.
We're not done yet. I have a single action heal I can perform as Chris will cast a life boost, which activates an ability from the familiar. And it's now hitting me. I don't have the familiar sheet. Luckily I have it in Path Builder. I'll have that for next time. Sincere apologies about that.
No worries.
But basically, because I casted a hex, because I'm a face flame keeper, I can give temporary HP. So we're going to see that here in just a second. It's either tied to my familiar or it's tied to my class feats. Trying to find it. Yeah. Oh no, it is right here. Okay.
You just drag that back over. It should work.
Face flame keeper, restore of the spirit. Sorry, familiar of restored spirit. Within 15 feet of you, temporary hit points equal to 2 plus half your level, which lasts until the start of your next turn. All right, that's going to be an extra 4 temp HP towards. Temp HPs goes to Skis. The fast healing goes to Rodan.
Right.
And that's going. Yep, that's going to be Christian, or Chris.
How much temp HP do I get?
You get 4.
Can I just drag this
Oh,
on?
I got it. Nice.
Yeah, you can just drag it over to yourself.
Cool.
And to remind, I still have 2 not healing potions, elixirs of life left. Just in case. And some more healing abilities. So we're all good. Battle medicine.
I have some arc too if you need it.
Give me that. I don't even know what arc is. Is it a liquid? Is it a smokable? Is it an inhalant? Like, what do you do with arc?
It was blue. Yeah, what is it?
It's in the. You kind of like snort it.
All right. I'm not gonna do that. I just thought it was funny. Just
snorting powder.
Because it's like and you'll see because you get a little vial of it. It's like this arcing blue, it's a rock-ish. It kind of has like a rockish quality to it, but still powdery enough to snort.
Okay. Got it. All right. Well, here we go. I am going to. You know what? I'm just gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna look at this little guy. I'm gonna devise a stratagem. Bad. But, well, first of all, I also get an automatic recon knowledge from doing that.
Fortunately, that one's a crit fail. I'm supposed to give you a false fact on that one. Either way.
The false fact is that it was a crit fail. You actually.
That was a false fact.
I forgot that I was supposed to give a false fact.
I'm gonna make up my own false fact about it. Like, I just called to the group. These things are weak to slashing damage.
Yeah, and one thing I'll mention too, I know Wisteria knows it well. The more you recall knowledge of the same creature, the higher the DC gets.
Gotcha.
But
what I can do is I can attempt to demoralize this thing, I think.
All right.
Why not? I'm still targeting it, right? Yeah. Right. Let's demoralize, and I can use my skill, my low roll, to boost this a little bit. If I can remember where demoralize is on this sheet. It's alphabetical order. Shouldn't be hard. There it is.
Yeah.
Boo. Oof.
What are you trying to do to kind of put fear in this demon?
All right. I'm just. You said this thing is like a little guy, right?
No, this
Or
one's
no?
like regular size.
Okay.
It's the size of a person, yeah. The
right.
Shadow Drake over here is a very little guy.
Okay.
I've
okay,
been
okay.
imagining this as like a little chaotic scamp. You're telling me this is a human-sized shadow?
Yeah, so we may have mixed it up when I mentioned it earlier, but yeah, the Shadow Drake's little. That one's like a little scamp of a dragon. The shadow over here, that's full person size. You see kind of branching shadowy tendrils.
All right.
Arm.
Well, Rodan attempts to look menacing to this creature, and just says to it, "I don't know what you are, but you can tell your master that the Gavel is coming for him." But currently, he is drained of all of his vitality, so he looks like especially like scrawny, like all his muscles are like magically shrunk right now. He looks like gaunt, so he definitely does not look as intimidating as he normally does.
You see the shadow, it doesn't even make words, but you see it raises its hand with 2 fingers. And you hear in your head, "We've already got 2 of you."
Great, sounds bad. All right. So then, with my final action, I am going.
I aided you on something at some point too.
Oh yeah, you got an aid.
Should have had a +1 to that then. I don't know if that would have made it not a crit, but
Yeah, it's still actually, it's still a failure, but it doesn't. There's no demoralized difference between failure and crit failure.
all right. Well, in that case, you know what? I'm just gonna go for a regular trip without devise a stratagem. Why not?
Well,
I'm still okay at that.
Yeah. What? Whew!
nice.
All right. So this thing like does not look afraid of me, but I decided just like forget it. I'm just gonna sweep at its leg with one of mine. And just like do a leg sweep on it.
Perfect. You see it falls to the ground. The shadowy form prone.
Oh, it did use the wrong stat for that. It didn't have used my devise a strat. It should have been 2 lower than that. I don't know if that would have made a difference.
Oh, it's still succeed.
Okay, cool.
Oh, did it automatically put your intelligence in? Okay, so that's
Yeah,
good. So
it put- Yeah, wait, hold on. The one time I don't want it to do that.
yeah.
Why did it do it that time? Where did I? Oh, because I changed it to skill stratagem. Okay.
There we go. We figured out how it works. You figured it out.
All right, sure. Next time, I know how to do it. I think. All right, that's my turn.
All right, you see this shadowy creature slink and pull itself to its feet, and it just looks at you and has, "We will have your shadow before we leave." And you see as it gets to its feet, it does one last strike towards you, Rodan.
I gotta get some better armor.
So you see it strike at you, and it's kind of feel it sapping your resolve as it tries to steal your shadow. And I think, is this great?
Yep.
So you see your shadow, Rodan, separate from you, and you see it smirk. You see the smirk broaden into a grin, and the grin broadens like smile, and you see a shadow spawn emerge.
God bless it.
Oh boy, that sounds bad. I wasn't even worried about that, man. Now I am. I was like, I don't need strength really. It's fine. Well, now it's less fine.
It's perfect. Oh, let me put that guy into initiative. The drink is almost alive. It is going to fly after Tendarius.
He's like, you haven't killed any of these guys.
The Drake is like, if he didn't succeed that roll, he'd be dead now. But he's gonna do Draconic Frenzy. jaw, tail,
Oh.
tail. Unfortunately, that jaw will crit. You see it come flying towards Tendarius, bites down with its full shadowy might, piercing into Darius' flesh. Smacks again with its tail. 6 damage. How's Tendarius looking with all this?
Dying.
Oof. All right.
Oh no.
You see it bash its tail into Darius, knocking the poor Strix unconscious.
I almost healed myself last turn and decided against it. But,
No worries, you'll be healed soon.
Skis, you are up.
Okay.
Finish him.
Yeah. I'm targeting that ass with my finisher right off the rip.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time I said that.
Nice, that'll hit. Does that? What's your finisher damage?
I have it in there, I feel like. I have it checked.
Okay.
This particular finisher it doesn't do any extra damage, but it does a little bit of damage on a miss, which I think is
Okay.
the defining feature.
There's a separate feature called Precise Strike that says when you make a strike, if it's part of a finisher, it deals an additional 2d6 precision damage.
Okay. So give me another 2d6.
Where am I? Where is that?
That's like in the precise strike thing. I don't know why it doesn't apply it automatically. Yeah, just give me a straight just 2d6. We'll add it.
Oh, you need to add 2 there. Sorry, that's 11.
Finish the first shadow.
So that guy's hacking at Rodin, and yeah, thank you. And yeah, I take one swipe at him, and then my second one just like cleaves right through his like chest, and he kind of dissipates into thin air. Then, geez, what's my next move here? I think I'm gonna one for all again. For so I'm gonna aid Rodin again. I'll be like, Rodin, we've got one down, and there's only one to go. Outside of the other one who is killing our teammate above.
Perfect. The new shadow is up. It is going to slash at you, Skeeve.
Is it my shadow that's trying to kill Skeeve right now?
It is. So you see kind of a shadow with Rodin's kind of appearance, except for the Cheshire-like grin on its face as it just launches into you.
Holy!
Seems to be a bit weaker than the other one that came across.
The benediction made a
Yeah,
difference.
the benediction saved it. Holy cow!
Oh yeah, luckily this one too can't steal your shadow. Yeah,
Where'd the benediction come from?
That's Chris.
Chris.
Nice, dude.
Unfortunately, you're not gonna have it for long because I do gotta step a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Tidarius.
That's all that mattered.
You
That's
see
what we
it
needed.
splashing into you. Luckily, it can't take your shadow from you like the other one did.
I'm shadowboxing this motherfucker.
It is coming at you all chaotic-like. But Chris, you are up.
All right. Going to have to take a step. Doesn't need to be much of a step, just Oh wait, no, it does need to be more than a step. Okay, so going to move to right about here. Unfortunately, losing the aura over there, but it's time for some healing. Fortunately, of my prep spells, I've already used both healing. I have Gentle Breeze also prepared. So let me give you another life boost. And that's going to be all of those. So for the next 4 rounds, you'll have fast healing 4. With that right there, when it comes back to your turn, you'll be able to get back up because of that.
Appreciate it.
Yep, and that lets me bring up some temp HP, which I'm going to throw over to. Let's do the skis again, because he just took some damage. 4 temp HP to skis, and lastly, let's get that aura back on them. Action to sustain aura, making it increase by another 10 feet.
Nice.
Ooh.
So I don't know how to do that on the actual thing here.
If you click on it, it should like let you like sustain it, which will like.
I am unfortunately not seeing that. Let me post Benediction again, real fast. Yep, once per round, sustain the spell. So the spell can do it, but I'm not seeing it as an actual option.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
If you want to do it for yours, if you go to your effects, there's gonna be like a plus or minus by it. And if you want to sustain it, increase the level, you click on that plus, and it'll like increase the level for you.
Thank you. All right, so that's going to be that's going to be Chris's turn.
Rodin, you're up.
With an aid.
How many times did fast healing apply? How many times did the enfeeble condition apply?
That's weird. Looks like you got like a lot of 4s.
Oh, fast healing is a fixed number.
Yeah, I don't. But the point is, I don't know why it. We don't know why it showed up on me twice, 3 times actually. I have seen every single condition for this entire game appear 3 times, and I just assumed that was some sort of glitch with this. It just usually hasn't mattered. Is that not appeared on everyone's screen?
Only on occasion.
So this is the first time I noticed it.
It's like whenever it triggers things at the start of someone's turn, it seems to do it 3 times for some reason. So if I notice like frightened will say I'm frightened 3 times, but that doesn't matter because that's a passive thing. But
Right. At the start of every one of Tindarius's turns, I have seen Cursebound appear 3 times.
Oh, so that's going to make fast healing a little bit more awkward.
But I mean, as long as I just click it only once, it should be fine because it doesn't. Oh, it does do it automatically, doesn't it?
It did. I had to reverse it for you.
Okay. Well,
oh yeah, I do see the curse bound for me as well.
All right. So here's. Okay, so would I? How far can I? Would I try to go to Tindarius, or would I stick here with skis? I think seeing that Tindarius is in trouble, I would go to my friend.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna look over at skis. Just you can handle him.
Get over there, old man, if you can make it.
So let me see if I do have enough movement to stride there. All right, with 2 stride actions, I can get there. So I can stride twice. And then, just because I am worried about my friend here, I am going to use, because I know he's going to get 4 HP, but that's not enough. And I don't even think Rodin knows that. So he's going to attempt to battle medicine.
Perfect. I'll be right back.
All right.
You have an aid, by the way. I don't know what you use it for, but
Battle medicine's a skill check. That'd be a good thing to eat. I think it does extra healing on a crit.
I have assurance for battle medicine.
All right. How do I actually use battle medicine though? Like
In the macro list. Or
Yeah,
treat
or
wounds.
it's in the
Yeah.
macro list.
if
Yeah,
you
but it's
keep
labeled
clicking
treat
that,
wounds.
yeah, if you could keep clicking that treat wounds, that's how I've done it. But
All right. And I'm in target 10 treat wounds. Do I have the? So does the aid still apply? Even though I'm far away from skis.
yeah, no, the aid will apply.
All right, sure. So then that gives me a +1 on this, right?
Yes.
All right.
My brain just full on reset. For a second, I got
Dang.
genuinely confused. Like, I have assurance. I'm the one doing the battle medicine right now. Wait, it's not my turn. Wait, I'm not Rodin. Oh,
Ooh,
Did you
okay,
add the
well, that
one
didn't-
there?
I did.
Would it matter? Okay.
ooh.
Oh, wait, no, it didn't add the 1. I typed it, but
It still fails,
It
yeah.
still fails
Okay.
though. 11 is not enough. I need a 15. All right, well that is my turn. Unfortunately, I rush over to Tindarius and I try to staunch his wounds with some gauze that I keep attached to my hip at all times. But there's too much blood, and that's my turn.
Luckily, fast healing. So that's 4 healing right away.
And it only did it once, it looks like.
I did it
Oh.
twice on my screen, but
Well, I have 4 HP. Oh,
Okay.
wait. And now
Oh,
I
my
have
bad.
0.
It did only do it once. Can I reapply? There we go.
Okay. Oh, that gave me a second wounded, so I'll take that away. Alright. I will. Alright, I'm prone. I've never been knocked out before. I kind of push you away, Rodin. It's like, I can take care of myself.
all right.
I will.
Don't forget to stand up from prone.
Right. Yeah, I will do that. So stand up. One action. Second action, I will. Yeah, this works out. Channel elements to bring back my aura. Step up. And then, as part of that action, I can do a 1-action elemental blast. So I will do a melee water bludgeoning blast on the Shadow Drake.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice. Huge.
Uh,
Holy. Talk about a B squad.
Finish the Shadow Drake.
So I stand up with like water swirling around me, or like water like lifts me up from the ground as I cause it to like kind of arc over my head and crash down on the Shadow Drake, breaking it through the floorboards. Because I've kind of, this may be wrong, but I'm picturing this warehouse as being like on the dock, kind of above the water or something, but like crashing them down. And then my third action, I will take some of that water and it will flow through my wounds and begin to heal them as I heal myself.
Nice. All right, Skis, you're up.
Right. I am going to assault this guy. You'll be nothing but ectoplasm when I'm through with you. And then I'm going to. I already have panache.
Oh, do you already have Panache?
Yes,
I
because
believe he got it last turn from some crazy thing he did.
I got it for my
Yeah.
third, because I aided Will on my last action.
Oh, and because of distracting duelists, I am always considered to be in range to aid you with this. so I can aid you with your bon mot.
That.
If I can figure out exactly how.
I think I just need to roll diplomacy check and
Right, and
know how to aid in that.
Oh, there you go. It's a success anyway. We won't worry about it.
Okay. I'm going to use my finisher.
All right, finish it.
Try.
Oof. Remember, with your precise strike, I don't know how much damage you do. You still do some damage on a failure.
I don't know how to do that damage. You deal half your precise damages. So do I click damage and just half it, or like what should I do here? I don't understand.
You do.
The precise strike is 2d6.
Yeah, so
I
you
don't
just
really.
roll-
Roll 2d6.
Yeah, I guess roll 2d6 and half it, I guess.
Okay, great. 2 damage. All right. So that worked, and then you know what? Is he the only guy up left?
He is.
Okay, I'm just gonna attack him again.
Hit him again.
Oh wait, you've already done your finisher this round.
There's a finisher.
Yeah, once you use the finisher, you can't make any more actions that have the attack trait.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, no one's within 30 feet of me.
Trip him. I don't know.
That unfortunately has the attack trait.
It does.
All right.
I tried building a
I'm
gymnast
modded.
once and kept running into that issue, and had to pick for theory crafting pick up feats that gave panache in other ways.
Demoralize him, I guess.
Soon, man, the weatherman come to give us an tea and rum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee.
Yeah, I did that. You just like after that finisher, it's just like now's the time to sing.
That'd be perfect if it worked. But you hear as like you start to sing your annoying song, you start to hear the song play back at you as the shadow sings along with you with its Cheshire like it goes, "Here comes the weatherman come," and you just hear it right back.
Oh no, which one do we kill?
Touche.
The shadow smiles at you and it just lashes out with 3 quick strikes of its hand.
Do it. Yikes. Go ahead.
So you see slash, slash. Luckily, it cannot steal your shadow, but you feel it just biting into your flesh. Chris.
Are you still up?
Yeah, I had
There.
11. It's because of
Okay.
your healing.
Yippee! Okay,
Wait,
so this is what we're going to do.
Can you end this?
No.
No.
I have spout, and maybe days if this thing isn't mindless. So instead, stride up. Oh, I did not mean to copy my image twice there. Let's see here. Stride on up, and I'm going to use an ability from Healer's Gloves. Touch, manipulate. I get to heal you. Just straight up, no check necessary. Yippee!
Like,
For 15 healing.
huge.
We're not done. Battle medicine.
You're insane.
Yep.
Yeah, you.
Now, and that right there's just going to be for DC 15. I'm using assurance on that, so that automatically succeeds.
Nice.
All right. So let me. Where's the treat runes on here? There we go. Oh, Ah, dang it. One.
I always had trouble with treat wounds.
Oh, let me select. There we go. Treat wounds. All right. This is just throwing it out there so it can do its thing. The rolling's already there. It's applying that as a crit. Wait, why would that be a crit?
It's
Ah.
higher than 15.
Oh, that was the. Okay,
in
so that
fact-
was not meant to be a crit. So the first two d8 rolls are a 7 and a 2.
Ah.
So that'd be 9.
9? Great.
Take
it.
We're not done yet.
Wow!
All 3 actions have been used. However, Chris can drop things. And she will drop a single elixir of life onto the floor for you if you want to pick that up and use it. That would be 2 actions for you, but it's there if you need it. And now the turn is over.
Alright.
Ronan, you're up.
All right.
You healed 12 again.
Oh,
I'm up to 70% health. I'm good to go. Don't let this shadow pick this fucking healing potion up that she just grabbed.
Trying to apply a healing potion to another person, is that 1 action or 2 actions?
One action, but you have to have a draw. It takes 1 action to draw, 1 action to give.
Got it.
right.
Later on, I can give my familiar the ability to valet items to people, to be able to administer them like that.
Nice.
Sweet. All right. So Rodin, after seeing you get up and destroy the crap out of that shadow dragon, he's just gonna look at you. He's like, "You okay?"
I'll be fine.
All right. Keep your feet on the ground. I'm gonna run across back to try to destroy this terrible monster. Rush back over here. Unfortunately, I cannot. I don't have the actions to devise a stratagem on it. But I can still try to just mess him up a little bit. So I'm just gonna try to do the regular dang ol'. Let's go with a trip.
You go wrong with the trip.
I just have the weatherman stuck in my head now.
I know. I barely sang like 3.
I don't think that's gonna be enough.
Unfortunately, the shadow twists
So-
around you.
I'm trying to decide if I should use my hero point on it.
We're
Yeah.
probably approaching the end, so
Whatever.
you gotta burn it.
This is the last
Yeah.
guy. Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my hero point. Reroll using a hero point. 2 higher.
Hit?
Unfortunately, not enough.
Dang
Oh,
it.
shit.
All right. So I rush over and jam my rapier at his feet, but it manages to do a funky little dance to dodge out of the way.
As it sings the Weatherman song.
Darius, you're up.
Okay, and that time I heal for 12 also.
I can choose something else if fast healing is going to be a genuine nuisance.
We'll
So
figure out
I-
what's going on with Foundry and see if we can fix it.
I think because I was at 13 before this turn, so I should be at 17. So I think it actually didn't heal me. It just said it did, and then when you undid it, it brought my health back down.
Weird.
We'll play around with it later. All right, so I'm gonna stride 30 feet, and then I'm gonna do. And as I approach, just say, "Hey, Rodin, why does this shadow look familiar?" But then I'm gonna do a 2-action elemental blast with water on the shadow. Nice. Alright, so I get to add that. And 7 damage.
As you blast into the shadow, it is barely holding its form. All right, Skis, can you put it out of its misery?
Yeah, I'm gonna Bon Mott to try and get my panache.
I can aid you with a reaction with that. So, do I have to do the same check that he's doing in order to aid?
For this, you do diplomacy as well. Yeah.
Sure, why not? It can't hurt. Well, it could hurt, but it probably won't. E.
Hold on, sorry.
So I think you get a +1.
Okay. Let me figure out.
Sweet, we'll see.
All right, so I now have panache. Just let me add, but I also need to. If someone wants to come up with a quip here while I'm adding it, feel free. Not, I will.
It'd be funny if you call him ugly because he's me.
Did anyone understand that New York City? When you New York City, because your guy looks so much like.
I didn't get it until you posted the picture because
Okay.
I haven't actually seen that show. You can say, how did you manage to make the old man even uglier?
Ah, I love it. How'd you manage to make that old man look even uglier? I don't know how to apply this panache to me, but I think I can check the box when I do the attack. So.
That's probably how you do it.
Well, you can just drag it over from this assassin. It should put it on there.
Where do I? Oh yeah. Okay, there it is. All right, panache.
Oh, hey, give us a finisher.
So I go for Rodin, and then I just I two-hand my one-handed hatchet right into the top of his skull as the shadow dissipates into nothing.
Perfect. Don't affect your 2d6.
Yes.
Because that probably was confused. I just say finisher because you finish the thing for the damage, but luckily
Oh.
your finisher it is enough damage for you to finish it.
Thank you. Okay. I understand now. Sorry, my bad.
No worries, but yeah, that's enough to bring it down.
Okay.
Perfect. You cut into the shadows. You see the last shadow spawn dissipate. You look around this marketplace with scorched wooden plating from where the zealot that pledged himself to Shinzo Z ended his life. You see the remains of the Ashin who had tried to take that zealot out back for punishment. And you see the Ashin that brought you in, the black scale dragonborn, kind of huddling initially behind one of the barrels, but he kind of steps out and he looks at you all and he goes, "You have our thanks. The vial of arc for your troubles."
Another vial of arc. My friend over here just almost died. I got a free vial of arc for some liquor. We're gonna need something more than that.
You see, he kind of nods and goes, "Well, you did do the Ashin a good turn today." You guys see, reach into his pocket, and he brings out 30 gold coins apiece, and he throws them over in a large pouch to you, and he goes, "We appreciate your service today."
And Chris will just. Is it a good idea? Okay, this is a good idea to mention we're part of the Gavels.
No.
It might be.
No.
Because
No.
here's the thing. the Gavels doesn't have a bad relationship with the Ashen. They're quite the opposite. Wisteria's got a decent one. So
No.
we're helping them out.
No.
I have an ability that lets me basically cast a message spell, so I can whisper and everyone else can hear, or at least one person. So maybe one at a time, but I'll kind of whisper, "This is evidence," and gesture to the Ark. Maybe we can bring this to the authorities.
We have Ark, we have drugs, like we're good for now, and we're in good favor with them. So let me just I'll say like, listen, hey, we're happy to help. Like this was a crazy scenario. Like we were just in here for some Ark, but like, you know, we consider you guys friends, and it seems like you're a little in debt to us. What's your name? Like we may be back just to like, you know, ask for a favor or at least like figure some things out at some point.
He goes, "The gold is our favor. My name is Braxton, but if you want to tell the guards that you took out one of those accursed fiends of Shindo, we will back your claim."
Aye. That may be all we need to do. And I think we should be on our way and get the frick out of here.
So, yeah. Rodin is definitely feeling his years now. Suddenly, I mean, he is enfeebled 3 for the next 3 hours, I guess.
So Chris will hand over her last 2 elixirs of life to what was his name again?
Braxton?
What'd you say, Tegan?
Which one are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
The guy we're talking to right now.
Oh, okay, yeah. His name is Braxton. Yeah.
All right, I'll hand it off to Braxton and give a solid nod. A little bit too tired from all the healing to say anything, and a little bit too worried that she might let something slip.
Yeah. I'll give her like a little like slap on the back, like, hey, we gotta go, and then start taking the enfeebled old man, helping his crotchety ass out.
My back. Oh, my back.
Oh, we got you. We got you, Rodin.
Able to be pulled out, leaving the Ashen warehouse, kind of in your dust, successfully vanquishing one of the zealots of Shinzo, earning a story that you could perhaps tell if you chose to, or perhaps tell of the. Actually, I'll ask the group as we wrap up this session. Do you choose to tell the story of defeating this zealot? Or do you choose to tell the story of finding drugs, illegal substances, untariffed goods within an Ashen warehouse?
I say defeating the demon is good for everyone. The drug thing will make us the enemy of the Ashen.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
think,
vote. I don't care.
especially because the Gavel is going to be, doing that in general, probably in the near future, just generally fighting against Shinzo's forces all around the world, because apparently it's happening everywhere. So the fact that if we could already be famous for fighting them, it'd probably be good for us.
Maybe we give that intel to Beshnik, and we say, listen, Beshnik, you figure it out, buddy. We did this and we did this. Obviously, we gained your favor by killing some demons, but if you need anything with the Ashin, then I don't know. I feel like we should keep the Ashin in our back pocket, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I mean,
like
if you escalate to Beshnet and Beshnet escalates to Wisteria, I know.
Yeah, he's a little rat. He's a little rat, dude. He's a little rat. Yeah. Fuck, but yeah. Let's just tell him, hey, we vanquished them, and then we got 120 gold they don't know about.
A vial arc, they
we
don't know
don't
about.
have to report
got
to
Ark.
Gavels the gold we got.
Yeah, we
Or
can.
the Ark we got.
Yeah, and we got
Wisteria's starting to
Brescian.
write tax codes for the Gavel.
Yeah, we're in the Ashin. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, let's just keep this shit under the radar and tell them, hey, we did some good deeds, and And he said, like, hey, we would support the fact that you did that. So that could be the nice act, and then everything else goes, that's just the B team.
Listen, Wisteria will need to write tax codes if
Yeah,
Gustav's
Lusteria
found out
will.
for tax
Yeah.
evasion.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Well,
far, I don't think anyone in the crew's gonna rest a hell.
you guys are able to make your way back, telling the story of how you vanquished one of the fiends of Shinzo Z. You see Marcin begins to spin a story about your efforts, giving you a sly nod and says, well, we need to get some good press now against Shinzo Z. And you kind of see him shrug and kind of look back at the core Gavel members, where one of them has the symbol of Shinzo Z branded across his head, the other two upon their tongues. And he goes, "This is a better story than others would be telling of us right now. Thank you, B Squad." And that is where we'll wrap up today's session, with next session coming back to the Gavels themselves and seeing how they deal with the fallout, with 3 of them being branded. 60% of them being branded by an infernal god. But so everybody join us next Thursday as we get into the next session there. The Gavels are going to get their boat, and we'll probably get some downtime in and maybe start on the journey to Fessia. So make sure to join us there for that. But thanks everybody for hanging out, and until next time.